Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very 19th episode of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. It's a weird time, it's a weird day, and it's my weird life. Here we are playing some Dungeons and Dragons. So it's normally you wouldn't get another dose of this group of dweebs quite so soon, but we figured you would be ready. Also, I'm going to be away this weekend, so there wouldn't be a show, and we couldn't have that. Now, could we?
So better at a strange time in a strange location than not at all.
Actually, it's the same location.
I think that might be the like subtitle of your autobiography, Elf.
How many times have we subtitled Elf's autobiography?
Listen, there's multi-volumes.
I haven't heard any of these. So you've been doing it like behind my back somewhere, Blue Jay?
Yeah, we 100% had input on what the title or subtitle of your autobiography was before today.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We have a Slack channel that it's everybody here, but not you.
It's just about that.
Yeah, we decide the title of your autobiography. Well, welcome back, everybody. It's been a long week. It has not been that long. It feels long for me because I've been thinking about and or playing role-playing games all damn weekend.
And you get to do more of that for the rest of your goddamn life.
I know. So this is the thing. I'm away for the roleplay Court of Swords live show at the end of the week, which is why we're doing Tomb today. But as a result, all of my other role-playing content is getting like jammed into a 5-day period. So I'm waking from fever dreams about saving throws right now. It's a whole thing. Dave, don't hurt yourself. I need you in fighting shape for the next 3 hours. So let's.
No, that's fine. It got requested in chat.
Oh, good. So you just do whatever chat says now?
No.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's a streamer.
It's good.
I started streaming. So.
Dave's a professional streamer now, so yeah, chat matters now.
Fantastic. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Nice. Good stream persona. Well, let's quickly introduce the characters, and then we'll get back to Port Nyanzaru because there's a quests to be done. Let's start with old Scissorface himself. Dave, tell us about your character.
My character, right. What are we doing? We're doing D&D today. So I'm Malik. I'm a human. I'm a sorcerer. I'm a draconic ancestry sorcerer. I like fire type magic and dead civilizations.
Right. Yeah. Currently exploring them. Later, probably creating them. But yes, Malik. Malik is a mystery boy with fire. Much fire.
That's me.
Excellent. Somewhat last episode, this next character I'd like to introduce spent like a decent portion of it feeling frazzled, either by aggressive merchants or tiger ladies. Blue Jay, tell us about Arcturus.
Arcturus is a Triton Tempest cleric of Tisha. He is easily frazzled. Especially by badass ladies. They get to him, you know? I think that all of us can really identify with that feeling. Badass ladies, and you just go like, whew.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, so that's just my whole life.
Excellent. Well, that's a good segue. Speaking of badass ladies, Ishi Snaggletooth, Distracted Elf, tell us about the greatest duelist the Forgotten Realms has ever seen.
Well, I mean, you just introduced me already. I don't. What can I say after greatest duelist the Forgotten Realms has ever seen? Ishi Snaggletooth is a level 5 Battlemaster fighter, kobold, who could beat up Drisdordan in a one-on-one fight.
I believe that.
Let's be real. I believe it too. I know who I'd put my money on.
Yeah.
You've only got one sword though. Doesn't that put you at a strong disadvantage?
No, it's okay because I have a shield, right? A magic shield now.
You haven't even named your sword.
I don't need to name it. Yeah. It's Herschel von Saberberg's fucking sword, but it's broken a little bit. It's shorter, you know?
So, yeah, well, you can't beat someone with named swords with one sword that doesn't even have
Look, just because I'm not as pretentious as Drisdordan doesn't mean I can't beat him.
You're neither as pretentious as Drisdordan nor Dave, who is a master of sword hierarchies. Dave, listen, this is why you have your own channel. If you want to talk about the hierarchy of sword, then please feel free to do so. But today we have to play some Dungeons and Dragons. So taking up the strong but silent spine of the party, it's Commuting Crow, aka my friend Andrew. Tell us about Lil Fox.
Tearing that spine out and beating someone else to death with it. It's Little Fox. She's a level 5 barbarian. She's a furbolg. She's real big and real quiet.
Mm-hmm.
and likes the animals.
I feel like I need to come up with like wrestling intros for all these characters. And in the bottom left corner, weighing it at 17 billion pounds.
We'll just do a one shot of Worldwide Wrestling.
Right. Where
With
play
all
your
the same
wrestling.
characters?
Yeah. But you're in the gladiatorial pit supporting Anzaru.
That's
Yeah,
perfect.
Ishii and Little Fox doing a tag team match.
That'd be so
Be
awesome.
amazing.
I'm about it.
Like, oh, Little Fox, tag me in. And she's like,
Yeah, why?
why
No.
I ever do that?
Why?
Okay, cool. Headcanon, that's a thing. I'm filing that away for later. Let me just write it down in the old notebook. So, dear friends of mine, adventurers in Chult, you are in the relative safety of one Port Nyanzaru, shining jewel of the Chultan Peninsula, and you are preparing yourselves to return to the jungle. We did some shopping and what have you last time. So is there anything else that you need to do prior to your heading back into the jungle, heading back south off to Omu?
Didn't we just want to bug Wakanga just for the sake of it? And also Ishii wanted to steal something?
I never said that. And also, if I keep gambling on being able to steal from Wakanga, we're eventually going to eat some serious consequences.
Yeah, on a list of people in Port Nyanzaru who are your friend, there's one entry.
Just
It's a
one.
random table of 1 to 20. It's Wakanga. You don't want that table to be empty. That's not a good look for you.
Yeah.
I did have one thing to do in Port Nyanzaru that we ran out of time for.
Yes.
I would like to see if the Order folks that we rescued from the jungle managed to get back here alive.
Oh, yeah. So you want to are you just going to ask around, or is there somewhere in particular you want to go to find that out?
There isn't a temple of Torm or whatever around here, is there? There's very specifically only Savras.
Yeah. Let me pop up the locations guide and just double check for you. So the temples listed in the locations in the old city are the Temple of Savras, which we talked about before, the Temple of Gond, the Temple of Sun or Suni, depending on where you're from, and I think that might be it. Temple of Joaquin, right? Hall of Gold, which we all know and love.
I'd like to go to the temple.
Oh, there is a temple. There's a temple of Timora. That's interesting. But that's
Timora?
Timora.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know where
in
we
that
look
case,
for
it
more
would probably be an asking around type thing because
Yeah.
they're probably not a big old guild hall or whatever.
I mean, I
Yeah.
could just.
They're not a secret society, but at the same time,
Hey, Dave. I could just flash my badge around and we could find where they are, I'm pretty sure, fairly quickly.
no. I mean, I have a legitimate badge.
I mean, possession is 9/10 of the
so
law.
do I, yeah.
The badge. No one is questioning the legitimacy
In
of
fact,
either
it's-
badge.
Badge is definitely real.
It's entirely real. I stole it from a real captain of whatever. Yeah.
Putting a
Yeah,
crown
yours
on.
came from a dead person. At least Elf's is from someone who was still alive and serving at the time. Okay.
It's not the ownership of the thing. So yes, the order of the Gauntlet is an organization that has a presence in Chult as a result of the villainous undead that seem to exist all over the place. Now, as you predicted, the Order of the Gauntlet doesn't really have a home base in Port Nyanzaru. They have moved their base to where the fight is, out in the jungle. So there wouldn't be a guild hall or anything like that.
Yeah, and they had the Ford camp, but then that got screwed over, so they made a further Ford camp.
Yes.
And
They're a bit like the Lord's Alliance or the Flaming Fist in the sense that they came here and then the whole colonializing effort kind of just went south for them, and they pushed further into the jungle, and they have locations there, but not in Port Nanzaro anymore. Port Nanzaro belongs to Chilton.
There's also no Flaming Fist locations in Port Nanzaro?
Oh, hell no. People in Port Nanzaro do not serve the Flaming Fist. They don't like... Okay. Actually, there's a big sign on the outside of your tavern that says we do not serve the Flaming Fist. But yeah, they don't know. They're not well liked here. And as a result, they have... Yeah, there's rumors and whatever. You could look into it if you wanted to. There's rumors that there is a... sort of refuge for those who still follow those ways, somewhere in the jungle, like a fort or a keep or something. But most people are like, yeah, we got rid of them.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
cool.
I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, I seem to remember the conversations that we were having were that despite mostly being out in the jungle, when they wanted to leave and get reinforcements, they'd have to come to the port, or the Order of the Gauntlet would have to. So yeah, I'll ask around. I'll see if anybody's heard of or seen a band of them making their way back into town.
Okay, sure. Let's have you make a... There's no like gather information skill, so something with charisma.
I mean, persuade works fairly well for me.
Or investigation, right?
I think it's investigation with charisma.
Okay, so how do I do a custom roll? I'll just add the things up.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Dave, while you're adding, the 2 statues that you found, these belong in a museum quest, did you already take care of that or try to?
The 2 statues that I found.
Ages ago.
Yes, I did that ages ago. That's how I got... I have advantage on the next time I seek information from the head priest there.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that that was off the list of quest things.
Yep, I have advantage in it, so I've just checked. It's the same number as whatever this is.
Cool. Okay.
Yep.
Which is 27.
Okay. 27. Nice. Okay. So you you go out into the city, or you ask questions at the tavern at night, because y'all are here for a couple of days, and I think most people, when you ask about like Chondathans wearing armor, you ask about the Order of the Gauntlet, people are just like, we don't like them. Like, the poor Chondathans ran into trouble in the jungle. That's so terrible. Too bad for them. Maybe they should go back to where they came from. But some people are a little bit more like, oh yeah, like you're looking for some friends of yours, or you're looking for someone you know, and they don't like turn you away. I think you get word that they were here, that there was a group of them looking sickly and defeated. And they were here. Some of them went to the Temple of Savris for like treatment for jungle illness. But the last anyone saw of them, they were getting on a boat in the harbor ward and leaving. But no one knows whether they were headed back to or whether they were going elsewhere. But they definitely have. They arrived in Port Nanzaro and then went away.
Sure. Okay. No, that's cool. It was partly for peace. It was mostly for peace of mind. But I suppose if I'd gotten to speak to them and they'd been resupplied or whatever, they'd owe us a favor. But
yeah,
I'll take it back to everybody else.
Okay. All right. So you got them squared away, and yeah, they seem to have come and gone wherever they ended up.
Good. At least they didn't just die in the middle somewhere. That would be.
So I think we probably fade in on the there's a table in the Thundering Lizard the night before you plan to leave, and the group of you are sitting around the table and basically deciding what to do. What is the next step? Would you like to see the map of Chult so we can kind of plan out?
Please.
Okay, so you can plan out your excursion. Let's do that. All right.
Hexes everywhere.
Okay, so
we should go to Kirsabal.
So, Port Nyanzaru is here. You are right smack dab in the middle of the Bay of Chult. And your path south into the jungle is most expediently traveled by the River Tariki or the River Soshan Star. The Tariki terminates in a hillside sort of spring up here, or I guess originates, but your path will terminate there. There is also the River Olong, which is this one here, that leads south. And then if you look over the Aldani Basin, there may be some additional like river tracks this way. But your ultimate goal lies somewhere down yonder between the Valley of Lost Honor and the Peaks of Flame, which
I definitely want to go to the place called Muhaha.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clearly a nice place with no evil people in it.
I mean, at least it's not Atazcahakla, which we all know means what, the Bridge of Death, I believe?
Death Gorge.
Gorge of Doom. Yeah, so you've only got like 400 miles to travel. It's not a big deal.
I mean, the thing is that quest-wise, we can either just go straight for Rasensi and Omu and all that really hard dragon cyclops garbage, or we have a little illusion city in Mesereau that we wanted to investigate.
Yeah, where we know that what's his name is gone.
Where we know that, where we suspect at least that Artis was headed to.
Central to Artis's quest, yeah.
I would still like to go to Kirsabal in character, and also like it sounds like a really cool place.
You have a friend in Kirsabal too, right?
We do. I saved his life, or somebody saved his life, and I took credit for it because I could talk to him.
You know what I want to do? I want to go to the crashed airship where I'm sure there's a bunch of really cool shit.
Baller loot.
Yeah.
That's
Did we mark that on the map?
Yes,
yes. That is this thing down here, or you suspect that it is.
Yeah.
I want to go to the heart of Uptau because it's a floating island.
We need to be able to fly.
Right.
So
but the point is that there's a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah. It's as if you have an entire exciting continent to explore.
I have a suggestion.
Look at all this hashtag content.
Which will hit most of these, I think. If instead of taking the canoe down, we charter some passage round to Port Castiglia, then follow that down to Mesereau, then we can check out Atazmuhaha, then we can go down, hit Kirsabal, and then head across over that way.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and presumably that river connects back to the Aldani Basin.
We can at least clear a bunch of hexes.
Right.
Well, let me take a look at your options for charting a boat in Nyanzaru.
You mean other than feeling incredibly nauseous for days?
Yeah, ship travel.
We can hit up.
I mean, that's not an option, Blue Jay.
That's what's going to happen.
It's not optional. Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah, because Port Castiglia is like a normal place. It's not like a weird port for bad guys.
I think it might have been wrecked.
Weird port for bad guys. Okay, well, one thing at a time. Let's talk about Castiglia because it may change what you want.
Yeah.
So location.
So I remember that Castigliar is all fucked up and destroyed and bad. This is known to us.
So at the very least.
Mesereau, Omu, Orlunga. Here we go. Port Castillar. Yeah. So it's not a good deal. It's a port in name only.
Not a good deal.
Yeah.
But to get a boat to just drop us off, around the Horn
in Kitchener's Inlet. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that an option?
That's possible. Yeah. I know there's a thing in the notes. I did not expect for you to go this direction, so I didn't look it up in advance. Otherwise, I normally would have.
Oh no!
But there's definitely a boat. I think it's called the Pegasus or something.
I kind of want to go to the Dawn Warrior as well, just because it's a weirdly named island.
Let's see here.
Islands. Until we get a quest on an island, I'm not going to an island.
As I've said before, I think we should just abandon Chult entirely and go to Lantan.
Sure, fuck it. Here we go. It's in the harbor ward. Okay. Oh, the name of the boat in question was not the. Okay. So who would have looked into this? Who would have checked? Who would have gone to the harbor ward and asked around about chartering a boat?
I guess I might have, because I probably know the harbors pretty well. If nobody else is sort of like,
and if she's there, then Little Fox is there.
Yeah.
And who's a pirate, then I would.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like I would know who's legit or not better than the other.
So there is a ship willing to take passage that'll be leaving soon, called the Brazen Pegasus. The Brazen Pegasus will carry passengers. It's 10 gold a day for the party. That's everybody. And the Pegasus can travel at a rate of, provided the like wind is good, 10 miles an hour. So that's one 24 hexes a day. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, assuming they operate it in shifts. And
assuming that they go all out all night.
So I hear that they do, Adam.
3 days.
Yeah, on the Brazen Pegasus.
On the Brazen Pegasus, we know how to party. All right, so let's see.
So it's like 350 miles. I did a quick calculation.
80, 160. Yeah, like...
It's like 350 or 400 miles, somewhere thereabout.
Yeah, something like that. Okay.
So if we just round up to 25 for the sake of convenience and maths, and it's 400 miles, then it's going to take us 16 days to get there.
So it'd be 160 gold for the journey.
I have that. If we want to spend it, I have that.
Wait, I thought you said it was 24 hexes a day.
Oh, right. No, I'm being way too...
way too slow. Yeah, because it's
24 hexes, not 24 miles.
Yeah, 24 hexes. So that's only like
200. That's like 2-3 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
Well, I have that as well. If we want to spend that,
20 gold sounds a lot better than 160.
Seriously, yeah.
It would be a gold-plated boat ride.
I was gonna say they better party all night if that's what it costs.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be super quick, assuming the wind is all right, and even if it goes bad and takes twice as long, we're gonna have like 4 days, which is only 40 minutes.
Now, the question I have is, with the ship travel, do we still get like weird encounters on the sea where like we have to fight off giant squids that like flop onto the deck? Like
there is a table for like ocean encounters, like coast encounters. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the captain of the Brazen Pegasus is a clever young rock gnome named Ortome Swift and Dark. So she's a rock gnome.
That's awesome.
Ortome Swift and Dark. Her first mate is Grig Ruddle. And first mate Grig and Captain Ortome are they're as the ship name might imagine, they're brash, and they like to sail hard and party hard. And
just my sort of people.
Yeah, they're happy to take on some adventurers for the sake of some additional gold. However, so the group of you, we've gotten past the point of like maybe we'd like to do this, and you're negotiating with her maybe.
Yeah.
So so Ortome, she is let's see if I've got any information about her.
Ortome Swift and Dark.
Ortome Swift and Dark. Yep. So yeah, she's a rock gnome. She has the kind of grayish skin, and white hair that she's cut short. She has a scimitar and a dagger, and her crew dress like rakish pirate types. Her first mate is always with her, first mate Greg, and he is a hulking man whose face is hidden by a heavy beard streaked with gray, and he's got like a bandana tied around his head, and lots of like sailor tattoos. And so he stands with his arms folded behind her, and she's standing on a barrel, and there's a barrel in the middle of the group of you.
So what you're saying is there's a short talkative person and a
Uh-huh.
very large not talkative person.
Yeah, pretty much.
And there are two such groups squaring off for negotiation. Yes.
Yeah. Her crew is getting their ship ready. The Brazen Pegasus itself is a 60-foot sloop. It's built for speed. It's a single mast with a square mainsail and then 2 additional foresails. But there's no cabin or shelter below deck. So part of the discussion, she says, she's like, I hope that you like sleeping out on the deck because we don't have, well, I have a cabin, but you don't get to have cabins. It's not part of the pay. But we could string up a tent for you outside, as long as the wind doesn't get too bad, shouldn't blow away. You've all been on a ship before, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, all of us. Definitely.
I say, not knowing if Malik's been on a ship. I just assume Arcturus has been on a ship.
Nothing so big as a ship.
It was the least pleasant experience of my entire life.
Whatever, you're not here.
And well, no, you're all there. I think it's fair
Are
for you
we?
all to be part of
Okay.
this negotiation. So Ordame looks at you, Arcturus, and she says, "What? A Triton that doesn't like boats? I don't understand. Don't you people come from the ocean?"
We come from in the ocean, not on top of it. It's very unpleasant to be skipping about on waves when ordinarily you would be moving with them.
Well, unfortunately, there's no way you're going to be able to swim fast enough to keep up with the Pegasus. So you'll just have to deal with it.
Yes, I am.
Well, I mean, everything
experienced with that.
that you said so far sounds pretty reasonable.
She
You're going to the other port there, the one that's all wrecked up.
she laughs and she says, "Well, I can drop you at Castellar if you want. There isn't anybody there, but." She shrugs.
It's more about avoiding as much jungle as we can before we get back into the jungle in a different direction, you know.
She says, "You're the passengers. As long as you pay, we'll drop you off. We're on our way down to Refuge Bay anyhow. Now, we need to talk about Aramag." And at the sound of Aramag, you hear first mate Grig make a sound like a grumble. She says, "Now let me ask you, how did you get to Port Nyanzaru?"
How did I get here?
It means the group of you.
On a boat from Baldur's Gate a long time ago.
Malik and I were teleported. Would that be the right word, or teleported? Yeah.
She nods and she says to you, Ishi, "So when you came by boat, you were below deck? I assume you're a stowaway."
Yep. I was in a barrel for most of the trip.
She says, "Well, the Bay of Chult's got a bit of a toll one has to pay. Ships coming and going, they have to cross Aramag." And again, like, we get the pan up to the first mate who's just like, He's got one pop eye, and it's like, Aramag. And we pan down to her, and she says, Aramag is a dragon turtle that lives in the Bay of Chult. Any ship that comes or goes has to pay tribute. So, you're going to need to bring some extra gold.
What use has a dragon turtle for gold?
Dragons like gold.
Yeah, so she squints at Arcturus and then looks at Ishi like, yeah, of course. Like, see, this one gets it. Like,
so it just...
What use did the Lords of Waterdeep have for gold? Rich people like being rich. Same for dragons.
Also, cool.
You're going to have to try to keep yourself under control, Kobold. In fact, it might be better if we lock you in my cabin when we meet with Aramag. I wouldn't want you throwing yourself overboard.
Don't lock me away from the big dragon. I want to see the big dragon.
Do they still count, in your opinion, if they're not the flying kinds?
I mean, it's a sea dragon.
I mean, I
It's
suppose.
not as cool, but it's still pretty cool.
I, for one, think that sea Appalachian animals or dragons would be more cool, but
Well, either way, we're going to make a nice new friend. How much do they typically, or does it typically charge people?
Arameg's a greedy old bastard. As much as he thinks you have.
Then,
All right, sounds good.
Well, yes. We'll just make sure that we've hidden all of the goods before we come out anywhere.
She nods and she says, "That's how it goes. Passengers pay the fee. It's 10 gold a day. We should be able to get you to Castellar in 2 or 3 days. The Pegasus is a quick one." And she like looks over at it, and you can see the crew singing a sea shanty and swinging from the ropes and doing pirate stuff. And she just nods.
That's pirate stuff? Okay.
I don't know. They're in the middle of like a different show. It's a musical about the Pegasus, and they're singing and swinging around on the ropes. But that's not us.
They're
We
doing
don't go there.
they're doing Gallivant while we're doing like something
Yeah,
else.
they're in the middle of Pirates of Penzance. Don't interrupt them.
In the event that we come across some difficulties out on the journey, pirates, creatures, how many of your men can assist in combat, or do you need us to as part of the journey?
If you can fight, it might be useful. The ship's fast, so if anybody tries to catch us, we'll outrun them. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. But if it comes down to fighting, and she looks at you, you all look like a pretty salty bunch. You'll fit right in. Everyone on the crew knows how to fight, especially me. She's like, "Urgh."
All right.
Me too.
Well, I'll try to make sure most of my spells stay off the boat itself, because this very much looks like it's made of wood, and I don't do very well with.
She nods and she says, "That's very astute of you to notice, wizard. Yes, the boat is made of wood. Please try not to burn it down."
I will do my best.
Please don't burn the boat down while we're on it.
Ordime looks at Arcturus and she says, You look like a priest. What god do you worship?"
Have you heard of Tisha?
I don't know. Maybe she has. Let's find out.
She's a seafaring.
Yeah,
bitch.
but her god is not
Tisha is a primordial god,
Yeah,
so it's
Tisha's like a
entirely
weird-
possible that it's just no.
Let's take a look. Religion is based on wisdom, right?
Let me check my sheet.
Yeah.
Okay. She doesn't
She knows.
have. She doesn't have religion, so I'll just roll wisdom.
It's int. It's based on intelligence.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll reroll for her. Okay. Ordime gets an 18. All right. Yeah, I think that's enough to know who Tisha is. There's like context there. She says, "Huh. That's an old name. Haven't heard that in a while." Well,
Wait, you have heard of it though?
she nods. God of the sea. Like not of the sea, but the
Is
water god. Right?
Yes.
Makes sense for a Triton. Well, I don't know how well Tisha and Umberly get along, but the Brazen Pegasus belongs to the sea bitch. So
yes.
we'll be making the appropriate sacrifices before we go. If you want to be present for that, or I don't know, throw something into the ocean for your god, well, you're welcome to do so.
I think she'll be throwing plenty into the ocean.
I get it. Seasickness.
True. Yeah, not super about Umberly. TBH.
Speaking of, actually, now that we have some gold and we'll be making this journey, there is an apothecary here. Have we thought about checking? Surely people around here have to deal with seasickness. We could probably actually make the journey a little bit more pleasant for you if you're willing to part with some gold.
I think we'd already asked about this before.
Did we?
About nausea medication? I don't think so. I definitely don't think you've asked about that.
I don't think this has come up.
Yeah.
Maybe it came up like in some place where it was like totally out of context. Yeah, I would be into like asking if they had any way to deal with the seasickness.
Well, like
So Ortome notices that the group of you are now talking amongst yourselves. So she like like coughs to get someone's
right.
attention.
Yep. Sorry.
And she says I can't make promises for the wind, so let's call it 3 days travel. 30 gold, and you've paid your way to Port Castellar. And she like taps the barrel.
Yeah, sure thing.
And I pull out 3 platinum coins and give her those.
Okay. So she picks one
Not
up,
gold, but
And
it's the same.
turns it over, chomps it, looks at you, and she's like, big spenders, and like swipes it off of the table and puts it into her pouch.
Don't tell the turtle that. Don't tell her.
And she says, don't try to lie to Aramag. He can smell gold.
I have such a good plan for this turtle.
All right, Greg, let's go get that boat ready. And First Mate Greg picks her up like a baby and puts her on his shoulder, and just nods at you like, and then walks off. And I imagine First Mate Greg looks like the dad from Nausica, or like any like bearded dude from a Miyazaki movie, where he's just enormous eyebrows and a huge beard and just these tiny little eyes in the like cloud of fur. And he picks her up, and then the two of them head out. And as they walk away, she calls back over her shoulder. She's like, "We leave at dawn." And then they walk into the musical that is their boat. So yeah, you have the rest of the day. And then at dawn, you'll leave Port Nyanzaru aboard the Brazen Pegasus, headed for Kitcher's Inlet and Port Castellar.
So I turn to Arcturus and I go,
Medication, right?
I'm willing to try.
I try the Grand Souk. They have all kinds of stuff.
Sure, yeah.
I don't you do it.
Okay, all right. So you want to head to the... So is that... All right. What else? Is there any other things that you want to do? Or do you want to just... We cut to the souk, and we saw all of you moving through the bustling crowd, picking out items. But Arcturus, you are in front of an apothecary's stall, and they are currently trying to haggle with you over some seasickness cure.
Yeah. And I'm just like, have you ever worked with Triton physiology before? We're not, the same in terms of like water solubility and just like doing some like, but I'm special. And have you ever? Yeah.
Yeah. The the person you're talking to, she's just kind of like shaking her head like, I just sell herbs and stuff. This is a good one. Take this if you don't want to be seasick. It's one silver a dose.
I suppose I could try.
Arcturus. Hey, Arcturus. Hey.
and I just hand you a gold coin, and I'm like,
I don't want to hear about it anymore.
It's shush money. Just hear it. Just shush.
Take the gold coin and pay for the medicine. Take the medicine.
Okay, yeah, I'll get.
Stop puking all over everything. You're disgusting.
Yeah. So
last time I had to clean a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm not really into that.
Yeah. So it's like a powder you like mix into water and drink, and we'll see if it works when you take off from
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that's good.
And then, sorry, how much do rations cost? I forgot.
2 for gold.
Yeah, 2 days, 1 gold.
Okay, I just will have bought ages ago just some more rations. I just need more rations.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else that y'all want to do?
I can't think of anything. I think we pretty much took care of it last time, right?
Yeah, we did all our shopping.
Yeah,
Let's
I think
get-
we did
let's
most
get to
of our-
adventuring.
we did most of our shopping last time. Let's just
Okay.
go.
So as the group of you are heading back to the inn to rest one last night before you leave Nyanzaru, you walk by one of the many like deconstruction projects in the city. There is a group of Chultan laborers who are taking down a statue of some omnish, like it's a headless statue now, but you can tell by his slashed doublet and hose that it's some adventurer or explorer. He's holding his arm is holding a spyglass up to the space where his head would be, and you hear a shout from up above. One of the workers shouts, "Look out!" And the statue, you can see them pulling the ropes, and the rope snaps, and part of the statue starts tumbling down towards you.
No.
And let's see, Malik, you fall in the shadow of this statue hurling down towards you. What are you gonna do?
I teleport 30 feet out of the way.
Okay, is the spell you're using a reaction?
Yeah, it's a reaction spell. It's Misty Step.
Fucking awesome.
Oh, it's a bonus action. I'm sorry. It takes a second or so.
Okay, well let's have you make a dex save, and if you succeed, you can use your spell to teleport out of the way. It's that you're quick enough. That can be color.
Okay.
So it's going to be a DC 12 dex save.
All right, let's do this.
Just fireball the rock. That will work.
Nice. Okay, all right. So the workers are like, they're all gasping, like, oh no, like he's going to be crushed. And someone shouts, "Look out!" The statue tips towards you, and I think we see it land right where you were. Right, we see it crash land down on Malik. There's dust flies up, and all the workers are looking at each other like, oh god, what have we done?
Yeah.
And what is Ishi, Little Fox, and Arcturus? What do you do when you see this statue fall, and then like there's rubble and dust everywhere?
If a statue's falling in our direction, I've already jumped out of the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Little Fox knew it was falling slightly before it fell,
Uh-huh.
and therefore is not nearby.
Okay, so Arcturus, you see a statue fall on Malik.
I think the thing that I do is that like Arcturus, maybe because he's not super dexterous anyway, but like he would have like done a like wordless shout like like watch out, person who was about to be smushed, and then like made as though like he was gonna like push someone out of the way, like Malik out of the way, but like was too slow.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's just like standing right next to where the statue fell and like staring at the like where Malik was,
Big pile
and
of
just
rubble.
like just like kind of just making a steel test.
Malik, can you hear us?
Yeah, you notice as you've like gone to push him, you've got like little bits of sand residue on your fingers. Like because when he casts the spell, his body kind of and just like there's like a sand version of him, and it like falls on the floor in a little pile.
Okay,
Nice.
yeah, that's really cool.
And
Good,
like
good color.
yeah, he just walks around the edge of the pillar, just like brushing himself off a little bit, and he's like,
Oh, oh dear.
I suppose magic is useful. In
Hey, watch where you're doing this. That's freaking dangerous.
So you look up. So yeah, and that's the thing is that like you said, you're walking along. You're at a wharf, so there's all these like tiered areas, and you're walking underneath a raised area, and you look up, and the worker one of the Chelton workers is holding this rope that snapped. And you can see that the rope doesn't look like it was like, it looks like it was cut, like not like frayed. And he's just like wide-eyed looking at it, and he says to you like, I don't know what happened. And then his foreman comes over and it's like, come here, and like takes him away. And he looks at you and he says, everyone okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Everyone's fine. Good. No worries. Back to work, man. And they're like, "Ooh," and they like go, and like some people start coming and like picking the rocks up and stuff around you. But yeah, it looks like someone or somehow like the rope got cut when you walked up.
I think it's probably best if we take that ship soon. Get out of here. Something.
I don't. Is there anyone who would want to harm us?
I can think of a few people who wanted a ring that I took from them.
Right. And that woman yesterday. And Arcturus gets this like it's Arcturus is lawful good. So most of the time he's like, yeah, everybody should, have their own way of doing things, and it's totally fine. But like he's like that woman yesterday, and you just see him like grit his teeth and do the Arthur like fist at his side.
Oh yeah, Coyote. Yeah, definitely her.
Yeah. So someone tried to smush you with a statue. It seems. Do you want to like investigate any further, or is this just like you said, like we better get on that boat and get out of here?
I mean, investigating further on this like particular site may be difficult if it's like up above us and like there's people working and stuff. It's not like,
Yep.
you know.
But worth keeping an eye out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Little Fox, your danger sense is still like a little tingly. Like, the danger's
Yeah,
not
she just kind of
necessarily
like
past.
snarls up at the work crew.
Yeah, and they're very
I mean-
apologetic.
Should we not just like at least like look and
Well,
see? Like, is that not of interest to anyone?
There will be a like dagger pin sticking a note to the roof that's signed with an X, and like, it's gonna be some D&D shit. Yeah, you should definitely investigate.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
regardless of whether or not that was meant to fall on me, I'm interested in the statue. I mean, it was coming down anyway, but now it's kind of destroyed. So I should speak to them, try and impress upon them the seriousness of, I'd probably be more concerned if that was actually going to hurt me about me, but it's, even if it is of somebody who was...
Wait. Malik, are you truly wondering about the historical significance of something that almost crushed you to death?
I don't see why I'm not allowed to.
I mean, that's fine, but also like asking them about this statue, it looked like an Amish guy. They're not really a big fan of those people. Thus the no head.
Well, that's fine. I'll just find out what I can from the people who know.
I believe the term for someone from is Omnian, specifically to avoid that.
I don't care.
Yeah, they're knocking over a statue so they can raise a barn. You see a bunch of Amish settlers.
I am like 100% sure I've seen it as Amish.
I think I've seen it as both too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they'll be predisposed to listen to my questions at least as a form of apology for nearly killing me, I imagine.
I guess.
Sure.
And we've got time. For
Yeah,
that
I mean,
boat.
you can get up there. It's not like it's inaccessible. You just walk up a little like side walkway, and some of the workers have come down to like move putting the statue onto the pieces of the statue onto a sledge to carry it away. But yeah, the foreman is up there and he's talking to he's sternly talking to the guy who had the rope that broke, and the guy's holding the rope like, I didn't do it. And when you come over, we see him kind of roll his eyes like, oh no, here we go. And then he puts on a smile, turns around, and he says, like to kind of preempt you, he says, oh, I'm so glad that everyone is all right. It would have broken my heart if anyone had been crushed by that statue. Terrible, terrible. Such hard work we have to do. Rebuilding the city, always working, always working. And he looks at all of you, he says, can I give you directions somewhere? There's a great place to get a drink just down the street.
Oh, I'm actually, this was sort of serendipitous to an extent. I'm an archaeologist. I'm interested in statues, not so much being crushed by statues, of course, but I was just wondering if you knew anything about who this was. And then that's kind of to distract him, so everybody can just like have a
Look around. Okay.
There's definitely like, wait, why are you still talking about? Oh.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you get him talking about this statue. He's more interested in complaining about how hard his crew has been worked, taking down these old statues and like having to do all this building. But you do hold his attention, which means that the other three of you can investigate. Someone want to make an investigation check? You can do it with advantage, whoever it is.
Unfortunately, I'm probably the best at investigation, but I'm preoccupied.
Yeah, I've
I'm
only got
pretty bad. I got a 0.
Okay, well, I think I have the best bonus then with a bonus of 2.
Nice.
I feel
Yeah,
like
you do.
I feel like me and Little Fox are probably the least invested in this conversation, right? Like this whole like, oh, somebody tried to kill us. This is really unusual.
And Little Fox is just following her danger sense here.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I get a 13.
13. Okay. All right. Yeah, like you were saying, like I don't think you find like a knife with a big black Z marked on it or anything lying around.
Oh man.
No ominous letters to would-be assassins.
Yeah. But the rope looks like it looks like it was cut in such a way. You get a chance to look at it because it's been discarded. But the rope looks like it was cut in such a way that they wouldn't notice until it was used. Like it was cut like from the inside, and the threads on the outside were still like relatively steep. So yeah. Though as to timing, hard to say how they would have known you were coming by right at this moment. But yeah, no other evidence. No mysterious smells in the air or anything like that.
It doesn't smell like magic.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm at my wit's end.
Okay.
So Little Fox like shows the rope that's clearly been cut, but then like looks around and shrugs.
They could have done that. Anyone could have done that a long time ago. Maybe it's just people planning mischief. Might not even be directed at us.
Perhaps we should tell the foreman that someone's been tampering with his tools so that he can prevent this sort of thing from happening again.
Good plan.
And so like I would grab the rope if Little Fox was okay to like, you know, and like bring it to the foreman's attention while Malik's still talking to him about the cultural significance of statues.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you have an actual thing to talk about, he kind of stops and then lets you. Yeah.
Hey, it seems like you might keep a sharper eye on the tools you're using so that this sort of heartbreak, as you said, might be prevented in the future. Your rope was tampered with, sir.
And he looks at it and he says, you can see him bite back, saying something like rude, like mind your own business, because he did just about crush you. And he says, yes, we'll be more careful in the future. And he casts a look at the person who's holding the rope, like, you're going to get it for this.
What?
Well, like, he's mad at him because he blames him for the rope breaking. It's totally misplaced. Like,
Oh, the
don't
person
read,
who had been.
don't read
not
conspiracies.
me.
The person who had the rope. He looks at him like, this is your
I
fault.
thought you were talking about the person who is holding the rope right at this moment, which is me,
No,
not like the
whose
person
rope
who
it
was.
Yeah, the one who was holding it. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah, if he's like obviously doing that, then it probably doesn't even occur to Malik to question his motives or his body language. I'm not very good at insight anyway.
I'm excellent at insight, but I don't know how to like. Let me look around and see if anyone's like rubbing their hands together with glee. You know,
Yeah, totally. There's like a bunch of Chilton. There's a bunch of Chilton laborers, and then there's this one white dude in a black cloak being like, and you're like, what? And he's like, nothing. Just whatever. I'm just working. Just ow, my hands are sore. Yeah.
Just remembering a funny joke that
Yeah.
a bard told at the end.
A funny betrayal I saw once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think kind of mystery solved. Somebody's being an asshole, but we don't know who. And I don't think we're gonna find out standing around here. Drinks?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you head back to the Thunder Lizard. You eat, you drink, you rest, and the next morning, we will have you board the Brazen Pegasus and head out for Port Castellar. So let's take a break here, and when we get back, time to take a boat journey and possibly get eaten by a dragon turtle.
I'm so excited.
We'll see how it goes. Stick around. We'll be right back. This stream is brought to you by Roll20, an easy-to-use virtual tabletop dedicated to making tabletop RPGs accessible to everyone. Join the adventuring party at roll20.net. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's part 2 of today's episode of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. And we begin this part of the episode with a slow fade up on the harbor of Port Nyanzaru. All hours of the day, the harbor is busy welcoming ships in from the Bay of Chult, loading up ships that are heading out, and the sounds of seagulls shouting of the stevedores from the dock. It creates a lively scene that our characters walk into. This morning's weather is heavy rain, so the dock is glistening in the early morning light with rain. There are squalls of wind and rain, but it's not quite a storm yet. The stalwart sailors of the Bay of Chult, they're not afraid of a little heavy rain. So we see the group of you approaching the Brazen Pegasus. It's a ship. Don't call it a boat. Ordomay will be pissed. And so you walk up, and the boat awaits.
This is a really nice boat you got here.
Ordomay, I think she's talking to one of the harbor agents, kind of like dealing with their leaving. And she looks at you and she says, "It's a ship." And looks at it and then looks back at you and she says, "And it's the greatest ship the Bay of Chult has ever seen, and I'd like to keep it that way. Did you bring your bribe for Aramag?"
Yup.
And I hold up a pouch of coins.
She says, "Let's hope it'll be enough."
I'm pretty sure I can convince the dragon that it will be enough.
"Well, get on board. I want to get going before this storm gets any worse."
Okie doke.
So did you drink your weird tasting gravel tea this morning?
Did you take
Yes, I
take your
totally
grab?
did after Ishi like pushed me again. Like I was just looking at it like and then probably Ishi was like, "Seriously, I paid for that."
There's a little like reptilian claw finger poking you in the side, being like,
Drink it. Drink it.
That tastes terrible. Yeah. All right. So you get on board the ship's. I guess you'd probably take a boat out to a little boat out to the ship, climb on board, and bid Port Nyanzaru farewell through the mist and begin the journey north. So I think probably you get to like.
How do we find out if I get sick or not? That's the most important part.
I don't know. Do you want to make a roll? Should we roll for it?
Yeah, let's make a con save.
Okay. How difficult do you think this con save should be?
How difficult
Well, what's your bonus? What's your bonus?
to con saves? +6.
+6? Okay, so you will roll on average, like an average roll for you is what, like a 16?
I guess so, yeah.
So it's pretty good, Constitution. Like anything higher than that is doesn't make sense.
DC
And
13
has
con save.
advantage.
Huh?
And you have advantage.
Because of the
medicine.
pills.
I think DC 12 or 13.
I
seems
would have
better.
called 12, yeah, if it were me.
Yeah.
Do you
Okay.
have advantage on all con saves?
Do I? Is that what the thing
You
is?
take the feat?
No, it just gave me like a
just
I
gives
wasn't
proficiency.
proficient and now I'm proficient.
It's +1 con and proficiency for the saves.
Yeah.
I'm going to be taking that for wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, do it. DC 13.
Goddamn.
I'm still sick.
No, but you have advantage.
You have advantage
Wait,
from the
no.
medicine. The medicine gives you
Oh,
advantage.
the medicine
Yeah.
gives advantage. Okay, well then another one. Okay,
There you go. So if you were on your own, yeah. So maybe you can decide whether it's a medicine or it's a bigger ship, so it's a little less like whatever. But as the ship parts the waves, and it's fast. This is a fast ship. You don't find yourself like uncomfortable necessarily. You're dizzy a little bit because you're still on a deck of a ship, but you don't feel like you need to Ralph. So that's cool. You're feeling all right. We'll see how it goes. So the ship makes its way out into the Bay of Chult, and there's some point where you notice the tack of the ship changes. The ship starts to slow down, and the crew seems to be just doing this naturally. And Ordomay says to you, Ishi, she's like, "Here we go." And you notice overboard, quite near the ship, the sea roils and churns. Waves begin to crash against the bow of the ship, driven by saw-toothed hills rising from the heaving foam. Water streams off the rising crags like rivers crashing down a mountainside. At last, the emerging island stops growing in size, though the sea around it tosses your ship like a drifting feather. Then, a huge blast of steam erupts from the waves, and through the drifting rainbow-crossed mist, you see an immense beak and a milky eye the size of a hogshead cask staring blindly in your direction. As the water calms, you also spot a dozen or more shark fins circling the ship.
I trained for this. I fired the Dragonator at it.
Okay, it only does like 2,000 damage though, so you need to load the cannons like a bunch more times.
Like so many times.
Yeah, you look at the crew and they have cannons and the cannons are all fully loaded, but they're looking at you like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
How do I cannon? I need help.
Monster Hunter reference.
Get it? It's a joke. All right, so this is Aramag. Aramag emerges from the sea, and Ordume comes up to the edge, and she puts her hands up and she says, "Mighty Aramag, we wish to pass through your domain. These," and she's like shouting as loud as her little rock gnome lungs can go. She points and she says, "These petitioners have brought you a treasure of gold." And she's like, "Treasure of gold, come on. And like, show him the gold."
Ishi comes up and like opens this little bag of gold. It's like 50 gold.
Okay, let me see.
This is a dragon? I've seen these things before. Totally.
It's a dragon. Yeah, dragon turtle. Here, let me show you. I have art.
I want to see the dragon.
Boop, beep. There he is.
Oh, cool.
Mighty Aramag. So you open the bag and you show him. And you said it was 50 gold?
Yeah.
All right. A deep rumble emerges up from this enormous island of shell. And Aramag opens his mouth and you hear in Draconic the word more.
I would like at this point to throw myself to the ground and grovel, cower, and beg in kobold fashion. And petition with our dear friend Aramag to be like,
It's all I have. It's everything in the world. There's no way that I can give you any more. Oh, mighty sea dragon, please accept my tribute. I will serve you faithfully, like for my whole life if you let me pass.
that kind of thing.
I like whisper to whoever's standing next to me, like Malik or Little Fox, and I say like, my people have fought creatures like this. I don't think it would be that difficult.
She's like crying right now.
Yeah,
Going full on kobold.
To Arcturus, Little Fox just puts out the hand that's like, no. Don't fight the dragon turtle.
Okay, all right. You can make a check. It's a persuasion check.
Okay.
You put only 50 gold in the bag, so it's at disadvantage.
But does my grovel, cower, and beg, which should grant advantage to other things, give me advantage?
Yeah, groveling and begging. This is the perfect time for Ishi to be kobold Ishi.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that it counters it. So you're making a persuasion check just at a flat.
Here we go.
Fingers crossed.
16.
Nice. All right. So he huffs loudly like and like steam comes up out of the water. And you can see when he like kind of growls, there's a red like volcanic glow from his mouth. And Ordume, you can see her like clutching the edge of the ship, like, oh boy. And then he says loudly, "Heave it over."
And she just like wiping some tears from her face, she just throws the like pouch of gold into the water.
So you hurl it over the edge, and it lands in the water and starts to sink. And he just sucks in a bunch of water, and like just eats the bag of gold basically. And then with a deep grumble, submerges down below the sea once more.
Ishi turns around to the rest of the party and to the captain and stuff, and like she's got like snot coming out her kobold nostril and like just looks really pathetic. And she goes,
See? No problem.
And Ordame says, "Wow, that was some good groveling. Nice work."
My people are pretty good at groveling.
And she says, "Well, that's the hard part done. Let's go." And she shouts up at the sailors like, "Naval stuff for going fast that I don't know because I'm not on a boat.
Haul the
mizzen guy. Raise the top frond."
Okay.
So they start pulling. They're like, "Aye, aye, Captain," and like start pulling the
Furl
thing.
and or unfurl that sail over there.
Now that Arcturus isn't sick, he spends the whole like day talking to Ishi about the like different watery dragonish type creatures that the Tritons have fought underneath in the elemental plane of
I will say that yeah, had you failed that roll, this was a significant roll. I'm gonna give Ishi some experience for that. Also, everybody, if you don't already have it, mark inspiration because y'all have been very inspiring so far. But yeah, if you had been knocked over, yes, Aramag is a dangerous individual, but we must not overlook the true danger in that situation.
Sharks.
The reef sharks, which, as we all know, are
yes,
the most
reef sharks.
dangerous of creatures.
Very deadly.
Very deadly. Very deadly. So yeah, take 150 experience, Ishi, for your excellent groveling, because that was actually a difficult roll. You only beat it by 1. It was a DC 15. It was a DC 15 check. So good job.
I have a +2 to persuasion. That was not a
not
safe,
in your wheelhouse.
not a safe maneuver.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So the trip is expedient and relatively peaceful. Let's see how the weather does. Okay, so it continues to rain, but only the first day has heavy rain. You sleep on the deck of the Pegasus. They have a tarp that they like spread out to keep the rain off of your stuff, and then you sleep amidst your stuff. And the trip by sea is certainly much better than slogging through the jungle. And I think that as it goes, we go around the horn. Maybe at this point, when you get here, you can just barely make out the tops of the walls of Fort Balorian across the jungle as you come around the outside edge. And then continue out this way. And when you come probably within a couple of hexes of this area, I want to describe something because you see something on the shore. So just put that little X there to remind you that it's there. So I think it's under H on my, here we go. Okay. So, as you're approaching, the crew member in the crow's nest shouts, "Ship ahead!" And the group say, everybody like kind of gets to the deck and they look, and the captain comes out and snaps out her spyglass and looks, and she's like, "Wow, that's a big ship," and like peers through the mist. And who's up there like with her? Because you're all the deck is the only place you can be, but I think if somebody is like around,
I want to use the spyglass. I'm kind of being like, I kind of want to. I'm like being nearby. I'm like, can I have a look?
She nods and she hands it to you. She's like, "Be careful, it's expensive." Okay, so you look, and at first you just see a huge boat, and then you see the trees on the shoreline next to the boat. And the boat itself, scale is a thing. So this boat is 250 feet long, and is an enormous like Viking longship, basically. There is no way, like the oars, they're retracted now, but you can see them. The oars are big enough that you could maybe like little Fox could maybe get her arms around the oar. The ship has like plating or something on the sides, some kind of scale on the outside to like this is a warship. It's got a prow on the front shaped like a big spike, like a dragon's head with a spike coming out of its mouth. And the wing, the sails of the ship. Can you make a nature check for me, Malik?
So this is giants. This is the giants who want the Ring of Winter, who are here. They're going to be in Mersbo, and we're going to fight giants.
A 16. Okay.
I'm into it.
Oh, I thought I came through. Yeah.
The sails of the ship are made from the wings of white dragons.
Whoa! The fuck?
We need to steal everything off of this boat.
Yeah, so you can see this enormous like wings made into sails that have been like pierced with spears and hung up. They're just hanging now, kind of fluttering in the breeze. There's an enormous chain, like a chain as each link as big as you are tall, descending down into the bay.
I don't know. Can I just confer with my companions for a moment? I'll just climb down.
Yeah, and so Ordame is just staring at it like, wow.
So I climb down and I gather everyone and I say, there is the biggest and most impressive boat I have. I suppose only like one of the. It's not much because I've not seen many. Very impressive boat. And I was wondering if we should make a stop early because this definitely seems worth checking out.
Are you having this conversation within earshot of Captain Ordame, or have you gone off aside?
Within earshot, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ordame looks over and she says, "You might want to rethink that." And she passes you the spyglass.
Oh, okay, I look.
Okay. You see, they've come around the other side of the sails that was obscuring them before. You see two enormous blue-skinned humans. One is a man with an iron helm, the big like flat nose piece, and like a huge white beard that seems to be made out of like frozen moss hanging from his face. He's wearing scale armor. And then there's a woman with complexly braided hair. The sides shaved. She has a big tattoo of like a serpent coming down her neck. And she's also wearing scale armor. And the two of them they've come around the side of the boat and sit down. And one of them is like drinking from an enormous cask of, or an enormous mug of ale or something. And she says to you, she's like, I mean, I could drop you off here, but there's no refunds for the extra day.
And I like look over. I don't necessarily know that I'd have any reason to know what like a frost giant is.
I mean, I think frost giants are like dragons in the sense that like pretty much any person in the Forgotten Realms knows a story or two about giants.
Because they're famous.
Yeah.
Also, we spoke to artists about all of the shit to do with the Ring of Winter and stuff, right? And Frost running it.
Mm-hmm.
He would have told us stories, presumably.
Yeah. So that connection that you made, Ed, your character would obviously also make it.
Yeah, well, and Little Fox knows about giants because
yeah.
I can speak their language, so presumably I have some.
Yeah, you want to see? Here's the handout for frost giants.
I would love to see a picture. Hell yeah! Yo, also, how uncomfortable are these frost giants? Right now?
Seriously, oof. Like, talk about being out of your element.
We come from a land of winter, and now we are here in the jungle. Sorry, of course, the jungle.
They're all Torvald.
Jarl and Sven here are both very.
Jarlins.
Their beard nearly unfroze. It was horrifying.
I hate it in this place. They don't have any lutefisk. So, yeah.
First time I see his face since he was a baby.
They do come from a land of the ice and snow. Yeah, you could probably look him up in Volo's guide, too.
Oh, yeah, let's look him up in Volos. I want to know about
Is that what
giants.
Arcturus is doing? Are you, like, flipping
Yeah.
through? Okay, all right.
Oh, giants, yes.
I don't Forgotten Realms shit. So giants, what's about them? Yes.
Arcturus.
Arcturus, our tourist. Yep.
Yeah.
Tourist
Of the plains.
Let's see. Forgotten Realms wise, like specifically, the frost giants. Let's find some information.
Speaking of bolos, I don't have bolos. Someone should give me bolos. D&D wizards. Hello,
You can't just summon a wizard by shouting at them.
wizard.
So yeah, they are. These guys are 20 feet tall, so 6.5 to 7 meters tall. They weigh about 2,800 pounds. They live in societies led by a jarl. They tend not to be from here. They're
As you might imagine.
You find them in the distant north, tangling with barbarians. They fight with white dragons. This is very much not their place. And they speak giant, and they're known, as you might expect, for their cruelty, their coldness, and their likelihood to grind up your bones to make some bread. As for their gods, they have their own like mysterious deities, but some of them worship Auril. They're terrible, enormous frost giants.
Who is Auril? Also, I will refrain from making
Good, let's all be adults.
I was gonna say.
Auril is the goddess of frost. Or Auril.
Okay, so she's like a nasty winter deity.
She's an evil, the cold goddess, the frost maiden, Lady Ice Dawn, Lady Frost Kiss.
Rad.
She sounds awesome.
She's neutral evil.
Yeah, sounds pretty
Queen
cool,
of Winter.
honestly.
Like I said,
I mean, but
awesome.
isn't Umberly like chaotic?
I think she's like Umberly's sister. Yeah, Umberly is
the god of the
the
sea,
chaotic
right?
evil bitch queen of the sea. Yes.
Yeah, and these people that we're on a boat with worship her. So like,
I mean, they worship her in the same way that anyone worships Bishaba. Like, please stay away from
they
me.
give her things so that she won't kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like they try to appease this spiteful, angry god.
Yeah, that's her jam.
Whereas frost giants are just like, yes, this horrible frozen lady is a god for me. I am a frost giant.
Yep. So these frost giants, they must, as you said, they must have a reason to be here. And if we know that the Ring of Winter is sacred and something they desire, then yeah, they're probably here looking for artists.
So what do you think? Do we stop? Do we not stop? Do we stop? Do we not stop?
from what I'm reading, I don't think that our interactions with them would be pleasant. Perhaps we should just try and get to where we're going before they get to where they're going, and hope that it's not the same place.
If it was just the two of them, but there might be more in the crew.
Also, two of them would probably fuck us up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like one of them would probably still kill us. Because it would just be like, I hit you for 1,000,000 damage.
Well, okay.
But
What
I
I'm
can't
hearing
twice.
is that we keep going.
they
Yeah,
looked.
Lil Fox is definitely expressing a lot of like nope vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's interesting to know that they're there. Maybe we could blunder it, but we'd have to do it secretly. And when they see us coming on this boat, ship.
Ordome is too busy just staring at the frost, staring hungrily at the frost giant ship. Like, no offense, Pegasus, but damn.
Also, like, how much treasure is on that? Because she's kind of a pirate, a bit of a pirate.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. Traditionally, the frost giants, when they go a Viking, they don't bring treasure with them.
It's
right?
true.
Back, yeah.
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 But I mean, you just steal all that dragon stuff. It's probably worth like shitloads of money.
Dragon
Just be
sails.
like,
Yeah.
here are some wings of a white dragons.
Why don't we just go get the white dragon instead?
Yeah. Not gonna find one in this biome. Pfft.
So
Yeah,
we're not
I mean,
gonna stop
Ordome is happy to continue on. It's like rainy and stuff, and it doesn't look like these. It looks like these two giants are guarding the ship, not like
Yeah, they're here
on the
to
lookout to attack. They're just guarding the ship so no one steals it, while the rest of the crew is off doing things.
Okay, let's just continue. I don't want to mess with anyone's business. They haven't messed with anyone's business.
Yeah, I mean, now you know where it is, so you know that this is the ship. Okay, great. So you continue onward down the coast, arriving at Port Castellar. So that's 3 days later.
Okay, I'll mark off 3 rations.
Yes, yeah. Everybody mark off 3 rations.
Yo, you gotta remember a food spell. Give us a food spell.
Food spell.
I mean,
all right. So let's talk about what the plan is now. So Fort Castellar, when you bid your farewell to the Brazen Pegasus, you are being left in an eerily familiar situation. It looks a lot like the last time you saw Camp Vengeance. It is a ruined encampment. I'll give you the better description now that you actually see it. And I think that the first mate takes you. I guess you have your canoe, right? So they lower your canoe into the water.
Yeah,
and
we brought our canoe with us, and that lets us. Yeah, so the ship doesn't even have to go.
So before you're doing that, so they're getting the canoe tied up. The first mate looks over at you, Little Fox, and you're holding the and he looks at you, looks you up and down, he looks at the oar, and he says, nice oar.
And Little Fox kind of just shrugs, yeah, it's just an oar.
Mm-hmm. You shrug and turn away, and he just looks at you like, my kind of people.
Yeah, we do the strong, silent standoff. Yeah.
All right. So Port Castellar, at this point is nothing more than a stretch of beach and some battered huts made of bamboo and thatch. Do you want to stop, or do you just head in towards Mesereau?
Is this intact enough to look for treasure in it? Is it a dungeon, or is it just some house things?
If you want to spend a day exploring Port Castellar, you are certainly welcome to answer that question yourself. Yeah,
I would love to.
Sure, why not?
I mean, and we know that the undead or something happened here, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, it was definitely said about it that it was undead shit went down from what I remember from looking at it before.
Let's look at it this way. I want to get to level 6, and I need 5,500 more XP to get there. So,
all right. Well, we'll do Port Castellar today, and then we'll talk about the trip to Mesereau, because I think there's some geographic stuff to discuss. So, first of all, Port Castellar, who is leading the investigation?
Me.
Okay, Malik. All right. Make an investigation check. Who's helping Malik?
I think we're all looking.
Well, someone is the primary helper, which leaves the other two to do other
helpful.
things. Okay.
I'm the most helpful helper.
Oh, you're great at digging through garbage and ruins. Totally.
Exactly. The door's broken, but that's no problem. Dig under it, push it open. And,
Yeah, Little Fox is going to keep watch and be on the lookout for danger.
Okay.
I have this anyway, but I also roll a 24.
Nice. Okay. So it is a ruin. Its original purpose was a supply depot. It's an Omnian supply depot, probably built by the Flaming Fist to move inland, right? There's Nyanzaru, but there's also several of these were built along the way.
Right.
So that was its original purpose. However, it's been picked clean. There is nothing remaining here. I think the only thing, and maybe this is the scene we kind of conclude on near the end of the day, is you find at the back what was at one point a graveyard, but seems to have been barbarically excavated, which is to say it wasn't there are graves and they've been dug up almost by hand, and they are all robbed of their bodies. So there are tombstones marking various members of Port Castellar's original inhabitants and the gods to whom they pay fealty, but their bodies have been stolen away from the graveyard. And the graveyard is just a churned up, muddy field of holes.
Wow, it looks like we're here years too late to find anything of use.
Well, at least we had a look.
It's a shame that there aren't more clues as to who did this specifically. They were clearly looking for bodies, or the bodies looked for themselves out of the...
If I had to guess, I would say Rasensi,
Well,
or necromancer of unknown origin. Those would be my guesses.
It's my favorite Blue Oyster Cult album.
Yes, from my understanding of the workings of necromantic magic, having bodies already does help.
Otherwise, you got to make them, right? And that's messy work.
Or you just get what's around. And older corpses tend to be more brittle.
Do you have to dig them up first, or can you command them to dig themselves up?
This is a grim conversation I'm not sure I enjoy having started.
Well, we're going to have to...
From my understanding of how one would animate corpses, goes on about magical bullshit.
Okay. But we've kind of spent the whole day here, right?
Yes, yeah. You spent the day exploring Castiliar, and yeah, this is sort of night, like night is falling.
So we need to find which bit of this is most likely to be able to stay in and defend a zombie attack, an undead attack, if there is going to be one. If they're still around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, it does seem pretty. It does seem pretty it seems pretty abandoned. But I mean, you are surrounded by jungle, so it's probably not a bad idea to think about that sort of thing.
Little Fox, any thoughts? As the prime survivalist of the group, where it looks good to hole up in these rents.
Yeah, and Little Fox like points into the jungle and just like looks around the settlement here with like some distaste, just like wrinkles their nose at it.
As soon as you point into the jungle, I look at you and I'm like,
come on, there's like half a building over there. We could easily hole up in a small enclosed space. It would be perfectly safe. No other entrances except for the one.
Yeah.
Jungle?
I think just to make her point, like there's some like, half of a building near her and she just like steps on it and breaks the wall.
You just kick over the foundation.
Yeah. Like this place is not sturdy. Right.
That's awesome.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, fine.
so we just like move a little way into the jungle and then
somewhere a little bit more hidden.
Yeah, like rest
yeah.
All right, that sounds good. Okay, well, everybody consume a ration unless somebody would like to go fishing in Kitcher's Inlet.
Yeah, are we close enough to the ocean to fish? Sure. Rad. Okay. Fishing.
The ocean's not going to give you throat leeches either. Nice, you did it.
So it's 1d6 plus
D6
my
plus
wisdom.
your wisdom, yeah. Wisdom mod.
I get 5 fishes.
Okay, so you feed everybody fish from the
one
inlet.
More fish for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you rest, and the next day it is rainy, because welcome to Chult. So let's talk about Mesereau. So Mesereau is it was like a sizable city. It was you can see it's placed in a pretty good area to be a trade sort of port for the inland parts of southern Chult. It's not like Oralunga, which was a site of pilgrimage. This Mesereau would have been a decent enough sized city. So if you want to reach it, you could probably take your canoe up Kitcher's Inlet and then come at it from the beach, right? So you could do one day to Mesereau down the inlet. However, if you want to go any further inland, keep in mind that this is a chasm, right? Where Ataz Muahaha is.
Ataz means gorge.
Yeah, Ataz means gorge.
The other one is the Gorge of Death. That's Kakla. So I wonder what Muhaha is.
Do you want to, Arcturus? You want to take a crack
definitely.
at it? Old
I know
Chilton.
It's the Gorge of Evil Laughter.
Make a history. check.
Yes. Maniacal Gorge.
Check. Got it.
Yeah.
History of Chilton things.
Just to see if you can recall, because it's in old Chilton.
10.
10? Okay.
I probably should have done this.
I shit you not. Ataz Muahaha means laughing gorge.
There you go.
Yep.
It like Ishi's probably like, I want to go there because it sounds like what Elf has already said, And I'm like, actually, you're quite correct.
Yeah, Ataz Muhaha means the Laughing Gorge. So so you'll pass through it, right? So you can take the river through it, but you'll be going under the gorge, and then land will even out south as you travel down the river Olong towards Kirsabal.
Okay.
Now that I have this cool magic potion that won't make me sick, I'm totally about getting there in one day.
seven uses of that magic potion because you bought 1 gold worth.
Yeah.
So we are
for a day.
We are going to take the boat.
Okay.
And go in this little arm that goes to the river. And then park it on the shore.
Okay.
And head into Mersbo, and then if we need to, we can head back up that river.
All right. So would you like to get a blessing from Tisha?
Yes. Let us bless the watery.
Back into our routine.
All right, so we're rolling a 7. Thanks, Tisha. I feel so blessed.
Hey.
But it's on coast. It's on coast and lake
stuff,
still,
okay.
technically. So, all right. Okay. So you make the trip, and by nightfall, arrive on the shores of Mesereau. So I think it's a pretty ominous scene in the sense that you come towards Mesereau with the sun setting on the other side of it, right? Yeah. And you see jungle all around, and then rising from the jungle, stone towers, ancient Chultan stone towers. And this is where we get the helicopter flyover. And we see the deep verdant jungle, the sort of blue spear of Kitcher's Inlet, off in the distance, the rocky sides of Ataz Mohaha, and Mesereau, still in places pierces up through the jungle, though much of it has been reclaimed by vine, tree, and root. This is like a biggish city, not like Waterdeep big, but like it could take several days if you wanted to search the whole thing. So we see you approaching as night begins to fall, rain drizzling down around you. You pull up on the shore, and there are ancient stone docks that jut out into the river, but they've mostly fallen into the river. So you can see them underneath. I think like Little Fox, you look over as you push the canoe. You look over and you can see covered in algae, stone architecture kind of sticking up. You have to maneuver this like coral reef of fallen like pontoons and stuff into the water, and you're able to approach these staggered stone steps of what used to be Mesereau's harbor.
We were told that there might be some sort of illusion concealing the actuality of the city. Do you smell anything, Little Fox?
Yeah. Do I smell anything, Adam?
Yeah, you want to use...
I will detect magic.
Use your detect magic for today? Okay. Yes, absolutely. You detect, you sense the presence of a lot of powerful magic layered over itself. The funny thing about illusion magic is that you can detect that it is an illusion, right? That it's there. The magic has no way of protecting itself from its own nature. So, this whole place is glittering with illusion. Nothing about it is as it seems, but the stone docks are as real to the touch as you would imagine. Like you don't pass through them.
Yeah.
So if this is an illusion, it's not the traditional kind of like an image with no density. It's simply that there is magic here giving you an impression of the universe that is no longer true or is not true. Someone has created a false version of Mesereau for you to walk through. You also sense a deep and powerful venomous necromancy that chills you. There's a sense of a great violation of the powers of life that has happened here. And that feels more ambient. It doesn't feel like, or more sort of like psychometric, right? It's something terrible happened that left an imprint on this place. a long time ago, that now only lingers in the sense of the memories of the stone, the trees in places withered from ancient necromancy, but it's not like a clear and current presence of necromancy.
So if Little Fox, like, do you say like, yep, definitely?
Well, I want to see the reaction. Like, I don't know if you ever necessarily say anything, because this is probably one of the most significant sources of magic you've ever experienced.
Yeah, I think she like scowls at it. And because it's not immediately obvious what is magical, like there's nothing to like point at and be like, that's an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not simple in that way. And so she isn't going to sit here and do the nuanced explanation. She's just like, you can tell that she's on edge. You can tell that like the hairs on the back of her neck are standing up. She doesn't look spooked exactly, but just like really tense. And occasionally she'll like kind of growl and like be looking at things and sniffing the air.
Would it be okay for me to say, like, if I'm looking at you and just be like, that's not good? Like,
yeah, exactly. She usually will let Ishi speak for her.
That's a yes to the magic thing, but like bad.
Would there be like a way that I could make a test to know if this is a magic that I could dispel? Because I just like, it's an illusion, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, you and Malik could have that conversation.
Yeah. Like Little Fox is like, and then Ishi's like, yep, there's definitely some. And then like Malik and Arcturus, I want to see if there's something that we could do so that we're not just walking around seeing whatever the people here want us to see or wanted us to see, you know?
It would be very difficult for you, wouldn't it? The more powerful the spell or the spellcaster.
Well, yes, but there are types of magic that are easier to dismantle than they were to set up. I just, it's worth at least feeling around.
You can try. I'm just skeptical as to how successful you'll be. And that's not to do with you. It's more to do with if they've managed to. This doesn't feel like an illusion. I can create illusions. This doesn't feel the same. I don't know how much effect you'd have.
Well, let's, is there like, can we make it like an Arcana roll or something to be like, is this something that I could actually dispel magic on, or?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get out and start walking around and like looking for clues, sure, but night is falling.
Maybe tomorrow then?
Yes. The only problem is we won't know if we're in somewhere defensible if we don't know what we're in.
Right.
You can give it a try. I'm not classically trained in... I mean, I'm good at it, but I'm not a wizard. I didn't learn spells. They just happen. You can give it a shot. I would.
Okay.
So maybe... I'll investigate. How about that?
Yeah, so you're saying that we have to at least approach the city. I have to be within 120 feet of whatever spell is going on to even like try. And like the sun is setting, but it's not like night, right? Well, we could at least give it a shot and see if that's something that can be done. And then tomorrow, yeah. So,
okay. So you want to just cast dispel magic?
Yeah, I might as well just do it. Sure. I get within 120 feet of like the first like buildings. We're at the dock or whatever. And then cast dispel magic and see if anything happens. Let's see. Yeah, I'll use my inspiration to give me advantage on this. Okay. And I guess I just have to make an ability check using my spellcasting ability. Right.
Okay.
Right. So that would be
Wisdom.
Is that a skill check?
No, it's just an ability check. So just click on the wisdom.
It's a saving throw, meaning I can't use.
No, it's not a saving throw.
No. I was just wondering if I could use guidance.
No, you can't.
Oh.
It's a good roll, but you do not have the power to do this. Your magic pales in comparison to whatever placed this effect on Mesereau, which isn't to say there's no effect at all. Like, you cast it and you see like rippling in the air, but no change. It doesn't suddenly like become a different place or yeah.
Okay.
I could feel that. You did a good job. But this is, like I say, significant.
Right. Well,
At least it means we won't be walking through any fake floors, I think. The floor should be real, unless it's real fake floor, or fake real fake floor.
what?
Right.
Hey, I got a plan, everybody. This is the easiest way we can find our way through this magic for sure. Because you gotta basically assume that Artis is already here somewhere because he's a sneaky guy and he's probably already here. So if we just walk through the town, quote unquote, if it's a illusion or whatever, and just yell Artis's name as loud as possible, maybe he will hear us and help us out.
Right. I like the idea.
So you do that, you scare some parrots out of a tree and they fly off.
I mean, you said you liked the idea.
When the parrots get scared, Little Fox gets annoyed and then like snaps her fingers around your note to keep you from shouting, and just frowns at you.
I'm giving you like the dagger eyes with your hand around my mouth.
I need to stop restructuring sentences around you then.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
Yeah, and Little Fox just does one of these while making eye contact with Ishii. And then
It's
like,
late, though.
let's go.
We don't have much day left. We should find somewhere to camp. Somewhere safe looking.
Yeah. So the ruins of Mesereau, there's basically four like main roads that intersect with a circular plaza in the center, and you'll have a chance to run that. But the area that you're in, this district, is flooded. The ancient wharfs and streets have become more like canals than roadways. The whole place is eerily quiet. And I think you can see as you like get closer to the place before you did like fully disembark and you're looking around for camp, you see there is a flagpole that's been stuck into the wet mud nearby. It's like a T-shaped flagpole, about 10 feet tall with a sort of 6-foot crossbar. There's two pennant shaped, like shield shaped flags hanging from either side. One of them, the flag is it's got a blue, like wiggly blue lines at the bottom, and then a brown ship with 3 red flags on it on one side. And then on the other flag, so the one hanging it, there's a like a lozenge shape, a red lozenge shape with a closed fist that appears to be a flame. And that flagpole is jammed into the mud, kind of so that you would see it as soon as you kind of come into Mesereau.
Good. I'm not sure about that one, but the other one. Actually, I wonder. Do I know?
You can make a history check.
Yeah.
It's like DC 8. Yeah, it's the crest of the city of Baldur's Gate.
Oh, Baldur's Gate and the Flaming Fist.
Just like
Interesting. I say to everybody, it's like, I really hope we don't run into any of them though.
the Flaming Fist? Yeah, probably wouldn't be great.
Didn't we already meet some of those fellas in the jungle?
I wonder if it's the same. I wonder if it's the same people.
Little Fox has pulled the banner out of the ground and just like drops it in the river.
Throws it in the mud.
Yeah, well, like, yeah, in the water so it sinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's not a fan.
For good reason.
All right. So we'll keep a lookout. Nishi might want to stay on the more quiet side in case we attract them instead. Do you know?
Maybe they'll know where Arcturus is.
But they won't be inclined to tell us.
We could incline them.
We could.
Well,
I love that Ishi's just like, we could murder cops.
Well, like, of the people that Ishii could have a bad relationship with,
Oh, God, yes.
Flaming Fist are the dudes, right?
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, because they hate you. There's no like, they're the kind of people who will just dismiss you for being a kobold because that's what you do to kobolds. You dismiss them with your sword.
You send up the cleanup squads down into the sewers to get rid of the vermin. Who's it gonna be? The Flaming fucking Fist.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so the plan is to find somewhere safe to rest tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Little Fox, can you make a survival check for me?
Well, yes, I can, Adam. Here I go.
Thank you. Oh boy. There you go.
Yeah.
It's a great survival check.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be totally safe.
Okay.
It's
All right.
Not done
7.
that yet today. It's been 2 hours.
Look, it turns out that this is where you want to roll low. This one roll.
Yeah, weirdly, it's the one roll in the game. Okay. So yeah, there's not like you're camped out on the edge of this weird like ruin illusion or whatever. And you all settle in for the night and take your turns watching.
And yeah, like, Little Fox is upset and distracted by all of these things that yeah.
No.
The perfect time for her to fuck up.
And I think that it's like it's unsettling. Like I think that you made camp. Here's the thing: you made camp maybe too close to Mesereau, and as night falls, the place goes from like quiet abandoned ruins to like haunted graveyard in terms of vibe. Everybody sleeps fitfully, having like terrible nightmares, and you there's something about this place that repels you. And when you wake up in the morning, you all feel like poorly rested, potentially. I'm going to get you to make some con saves. Poorly rested, and like all kind of underneath whatever you actually want to do, there is this subcurrent of like, we should just leave. We should get out of this place. Mesereau is haunted and bad. Everybody make a DC 10 con save, please. Okay, 22, 15, 2 crits. All right. You're obviously used to bad sleeps and nightmares, so you're doing okay. Mentally, there's still this like physically, your bodies are getting used to traveling the jungle, but mentally, you're all feeling a little unsettled about staying in Mesereau. And I think that's that's sort of the end of this section, right? Is that you all wake wordlessly when it's your turn for your shift, and there's this kind of feeling of like the presence of Mesereau bearing down on you. And as we before we fade out, we see this shot of Mesereau at night, and it's totally silent, right? There's just the sound of the rain and the wind, but no birds, no insects, just a grave-like silence from Mesereau. And then we fade out. And we'll take a break here, our last one of the session. And when we get back, we'll see, does the party have the fortitude of strength of will, of toughness to go into Mesereau, or are we just going to say goodbye to the past and go to the much more exciting sounding Gorge of Laughter? I know what I'd choose. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Mesereau, right, Adam?
Yes, Mesereau, of course. Welcome back, everybody. It's Roll20 presents Tomb of Annihilation. We have wandered into the haunted, illusionary city of Mesereau. It has fallen to necromantic forces at some time in the distant past, but the characters are suitably suspicious because of a rumor that Mesereau may not be what it seems. Also, there's some evidence that some flaming fist folks might be faffing around in these ruins. So much afoot today. Let's see how the weather goes, and then y'all can decide what you want to do. I know that yesterday, Arcturus, you ate the thing, the fish that you had. Did you want to go fishing too?
Yeah, I would totally go fishing. I love fishing. It's my happy place.
All right.
Let's fish. Nope.
Okay, so everybody has to eat rations. The fish avoid Mesereau too, and that's something that maybe creeps Arcturus out a little bit. There's no fish. They just don't come anywhere near the city.
It's creepy.
So today's weather is rainy. Now, do you want to explore the ruins of Mesereau today?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
What does that look like? What are you gonna do?
We're going to split into 2 teams to cover more ground.
That's a horrible idea.
It works in every horror movie.
It's a horrible idea. We're just going to walk straight down the street.
Here's what Little Fox will contribute in the morning, which is that like while everyone is like we're setting to like eat breakfast, Little Fox has been thinking about the nature of the magic in this place, and given last night's whole like, oh, you have spooky nightmares and stuff, Little Fox has decided that she's figured it out. And so she just says, city is not haunted. It's just magic to scare you off. Don't think anything of it. As she's like stirring the like morning slop, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That would make sense. If there's something hidden here, and it's certainly a place of importance. Artists seem to think so anyway.
Bad things happened a long time ago and are
He
over.
still owes me. I let Volo keep his hat, so
He does. So we should try and find him if he's here.
I still think my plan is the best plan.
I disagree.
Whatever bad stuff is here is gonna see us anyway, because we can't see it because of like magic or whatever, right? So what does it matter how much noise we make? It's not like we're gonna see them anyway if we're super sneaky.
Well, if we're hiding from the Flaming Fist who are here, they probably can't see through the magic as well, so they'd be wandering as we are. And it's not that I don't think they deserve for us to preemptively fireball a group of them that had set up camp somewhere and weren't paying the proper amount of attention. It's just we can try and avoid it. Up to you. We can do this how you want. I'm going to be a little preoccupied, noting as much as I can about the ruins. And since we don't have...
Well, I mean, you're the dead place investigator, so I guess, whatever you want to do, that's fine. I'm just saying, if we want to find artists, he might be able to deal with the illusion stuff for us, and the only way I can think of finding people in an illusion-covered place is to just make a lot of noise and let them find you.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't end up finding...
Because I bet you, artist with his bullshit has already figured out a way to see everything the way it's supposed to be or whatever. So if we find him, he'll know how to do that.
Maybe his ring helps.
Well, if we don't get anything this first day, doing it my way, we can try your way. How does that sound?
Yeah, okay.
All right. And without, having a handout for visuals, I'm kind of imagining a little bit more built up, like the top layer of the Undercity, like the above ground bit.
Yeah, I mean, aesthetically, it's all wrong, but in terms of amount of ruinedness, I think that's probably reasonable. Because Undercity in you're talking about the undead place in WoW, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Lordaeron. It's very Western, right? Like Mesereau is it's a Chultan city, so.
Oh, it's actually a Chultan city, right?
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought this
yeah,
was
yeah.
a city built by the.
No, the flag is here to be like, yo, like the Flaming Fist was
the fist
here.
is up in this. Yeah.
Well, that's actually their motto.
That's their slogan. Yeah, it's like it's in Latin under their logo, but
Cool. Well, so between now and next episode, if someone would like to Twitter me the Latin for the fist is up in this, we'll make that canon. But yeah, so that was just a flag to indicate like they're here, or they were.
Okay. I totally whiffed on that. Then don't worry about it.
Yeah. So Mesereau is, like it's a ruined and sort of drowned like city. And you set out into it to explore. So why don't you just do an investigation check? Let's have somebody investigate.
I will do. Is anybody going to help me, or shall I use inspiration?
I imagine you're going to get help. Ishi was on the investigation jam before, so
I
Ishi, you're
was,
gonna
yeah.
help? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I just don't want to use you up if you want to be on the lookout for bad things instead.
No, it's cool. I mean,
Okay.
my perception is probably the best one, but it doesn't matter.
Okay. 23.
Nice. Okay. All right. So you're making pretty good time. Like I said, the city there's not much like left of it. It's a ruin, right? So you're not having to go through a bunch of buildings. There's just a lot of calm, kind of keeping quiet, like walking. Are you making any effort to stay stealthy? I mean, obviously you're not running around shouting, but are you like speaking quietly? Like just being very like how careful are you being about the group?
I'm following Malik's lead on this one.
It definitely is quiet, but not because it's intentionally stealthy. He got his like original archaeological chops by doing like tomb explorations.
Yeah.
So I think by that nature, that kind of carries over in his behaviors here, where you have to kind of be quiet to not disturb anything. It would end up being a lot of echoing. So he goes into that mode of just quietness.
Okay. Yeah. Arcturus, I imagine you see lots of evidence of this being a place where people once lived, and it probably would interest you to speak with those people, but this place it's a tomb. There's nothing here that appeals to you.
I was sorry. While we were talking, I was going through spells to prepare because dispel magic is like not a thing. And I was wondering, like, we looked around yesterday, so I would have been able to prepare spells. Was there any, like, because you said in the other town that all the stuff was like tore up and the dead bodies were just like taken. Were there any like non-undead dead like here?
You're like keeping out for bones and what have
Well,
you?
because like I want to know if I would have seen any signifiers of like, because if I wanted to do speak with dead, which I was thinking about having prepared, they would have to be not undead and they would have to have a mouth that could
You're
work.
looking for like skulls.
If there had been something yesterday.
Yesterday? What do you mean? Like,
so if I wouldn't have prepared it,
no, don't prepare it then, because you didn't see any like bones or skulls lying around.
Okay, that's
yeah,
my thing. Because,
this wasn't the kind of place where everyone died and there's still like signs of them being around. It's like everyone is gone.
Yeah, and
that was my thing. Like, because there's so much necromantic energy and like undead problems in Chult that I think that the assumption would probably be if there's a dead person, they're most likely an undead person. So I think I don't have that prepared. Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay, so as the group of you are exploring the city, I think at one point, fairly early on, a few hours in, Arcturus and I don't know, maybe Little Fox is with you, like nearby. Arcturus, you are you're looking around at the inside of a mostly intact like house or shop. There's like three walls. The front walls sort of collapse. You come inside. There's a bunch of vines and stuff hanging around, and you're kind of like walking through this section. And as you duck your head to go under an archway onto the other side, something startling occurs.
Oh shit! An assassin vine.
So,
shit.
What is your armor class, Arcturus?
It's 18.
Okay, so you are snapped up for 11 bludgeoning damage. Little Fox, you hear Arcturus yelp in surprise. Arcturus, as you're like ducking under this archway, this hanging vine suddenly like snaps around your torso and like pulls you off your feet and starts squeezing you. And from the surface of it, these big thick green vines, the vine, we hear the sort of creaking of the plant matter squeezing on you, and from its surface, purple thorns like emerge from the inside, and you can feel them like stabbing into you. Let's roll initiative.
Okay.
Don't bother. Just go ahead and roll it. Don't bother like looking for your token. We're not gonna do the combat map for this one.
Sorry, did you want it to be all of us or just
yeah. Everybody is around.
Right.
I think. Let me see.
It's okay, yo. I remembered what you said about snakes.
86. There we go.
I didn't think it was gonna be a vine, but
okay. So Elf, you and Dave's character. So Ishi and Malik, you're both about 60 feet away from this scene. Little Fox, you're like 30 feet away from Arcturus. And let me roll for the
all I need is to free my hands. Well, I guess I could touch myself.
You're technically grappled, so whatever that does for you, I think you can still do things while you're grappled.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can still
your speed is 0, so you can't move, but you can still act and do stuff. Okay, let me pop the initiative tracker out here, and I'll fill it out manually. All right, so Arcturus.
Yeah.
And Little Fox. I just wrote Little Forks. They're so small. Ishi.
Little forks.
Malik. I think you might also be restrained. Look at the... Oh, yeah. You're restrained while you're... It's this thing again. You're restrained while you're grappled.
What is that? What does restrained do?
Restrained is... attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage.
Okay, but like for a touch spell on my own person...
No, you're fine. You can still make like moves and stuff. Okay, so Arcturus.
Oh yeah, and I have my reaction, my Wrath of the Storm reaction.
Ishi, yeah, you can use it if you'd like to right now. Let me order this, and then we are ready to go. Okay, so what startles everybody into action is Arcturus's shout at being snapped up by the vines. Then you use Wrath of the Storm. So
I react by
electricity courses through the vines.
8.
Okay.
Lightning damage.
8 damage. I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way. So. Let's see. Okay. All right. And that's it. Needs to make a dex save or take
half. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Dexterous vines.
Does that ever like level up?
No. I just get more of them.
And what's the DC?
14.
Okay. All right. So it fails. So it does take the full. Okay. All right. Malik, you're the first to react to this whole situation. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and
you don't have line of sight to Arcturus and Little Fox because they're inside a building. The two of you are outside right now.
Okay, can I use my movement to get a line of sight?
Yeah. I think if you move 30 feet, you can look through the building and you see Arcturus like hanging kind of like sideways with a vine wrapped around him.
All right. Well, despite the fact it was going to be something I was going to do anyway. Plants don't like fire, so...
I don't like fire either.
Oh, so you don't want me to just fireball you?
I would really rather not. I am not little fox.
Arcturus, raise both of your arms and wave at me if you don't want me to fireball you.
I can't. God damn it.
Ooh, let's re-roll that with some luck.
Okay. That's better. There you go. Yeah, you hit it for sure. You hit the vine holding Arcturus.
Oh, interesting. It's not letting me do the extra damage. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Pew!
Nice. 28. All right.
Wow.
So, what kind of damage is that as you conjure your chromatic orb?
Fire damage.
Right, it's like a tiny fireball, not a big one.
Smaller fireball.
It's a 3rd level fireball. It just doesn't explode.
All right. So this ball of fiery sand hurls towards the vine cluster that's got you tangled up, and part of it, burns up and shrivels. One of the vines like snaps, and this kind of purplish goo drizzles out of it, boiling away. But Arcturus, it still has a firm grasp on you.
Did it look like it was particularly vulnerable to the fire, or just?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's a plant.
In fact, yeah, that's a good question. In fact, it looks, the inverse looks to be true. It's coated with a kind of like a thick sap or something that seems to resist the effects of the fire.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna touch myself.
Okay. All right.
And I'm gonna cast protection from poison.
Okay.
Because there's already these spikes in like my flesh, and they
gives you
are
advantage
dripping,
on saves against being poisoned and resistance. It's great. Okay.
and they're dripping gross purple shit.
Yeah.
It seems like a good idea. I'm glad that I reassessed my
solid choice.
spells this
Very
morning.
solid choice. Yeah, nice. Yeah. This would be like where you get the right tool for the job or whatever award at the end of the session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking about
bad
the
news.
dead, but this one was definitely like. Sorry, what bad news?
You take poison damage at the start of your turn. So you take 21 poison damage and then you cast this on yourself.
and that's fine. Yeah, if you look back up, I wasn't gonna jump in on you there, but yeah. So you're grappled. I'm gonna roll the damage. I don't want to just do the.
Okay,
so it's fine. You can cast it after you take this damage.
At the start of
your turn,
I might just pass out then.
The Vine's Thorns deal you 25
I pass
damage.
out instead.
Okay, so you think about how great it would be if you could protect yourself from poison and then you pass out and are just hanging limply.
This vine is incredibly awful and rude.
This vine is very
bad
rude.
thing.
Okay, instead of casting a spell, I die.
Yes, but you don't have to make a death save this turn. So,
you know,
you die.
Because it
happened during your turn.
Arcturus.
It's when you start your turn at 0 hit points. That's how death saves worth.
I think I've always done that wrong in that case.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
no, it's death save is when you begin your turn at 0 hit points. You make the save.
Yeah, you don't make a save like during the turn that you took the damage.
Yeah. So we see the vines like constrict around your neck and your wrists, and the thorns pierce through the spaces in your armor, and you're you go a little pale, your eyes roll back, and then you go limp, and you're just like hanging there from the vine squeezing you, dripping with this purple venom.
Gross.
Yeah, it is gross. And that's when the other assassin vine springs its trap. So the area around Little Fox and Arcturus, the whole kind of room and the walls, suddenly the vines spring up out of the dirt and start like grabbing at your ankles. So the whole area around them, like the 15-foot sort of circle around where Little Fox is difficult terrain. So it'll be difficult for you to like run through it if you need to.
So there are more than one vines now?
Yes. The other one, it hasn't moved, so you can't tell where it is in this like cluster of vegetation.
All right, cool beans.
Because there's already like other plants and stuff.
Yep. The other one just keeps constricting Arcturus. It doesn't do anything different. It just hangs on to you. Little Fox, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
So I'm in rough terrain.
But you're fast. You're fast, right?
Yeah, I move 40 feet a turn, but I'm 30 feet away from Arcturus.
Yes.
Okay, so and I'm not able to get into melee with either of these vines.
You can. Yeah. You can melee them for sure.
Because it's like a big area.
You can see the one the one vine. It's like main cluster because it's grabbed Arcturus. It's as long as they don't move, the other vine just hasn't moved, so you can't tell it apart from the vegetation around you.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna rage and go after the one that's on Arcturus because that's like the clear thing that Little Fox would want to do anyways.
Okay. All right. So you're 30 feet away, which means it's like 60 feet if you run through the.
Yeah. Vine. So I rage and go 20 feet. Through the vine?
You can jump, right? Like you're real strong. Your standing long jump is probably pretty decent. Let me just take a look, because if you don't want to cross the terrain, that's another option.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just without the like tactical map, I'm kind of like, what is actually available to me? Yeah, but basically, what Little Fox wants to do is get to Arcturus as quickly as possible, be in a rage, and smash this thing that's killing him.
Yeah.
And I will do whatever is going to get me there.
Yeah, totally. Well, and that's where since we're not using the map, we can be a little bit like less.
We can cooperate on this.
Okay, so long jump. If it's a standing long jump, okay, so it's just your strength score.
So I can jump 18 feet?
if you run. It's 9 feet if you just standing long jump.
Right.
Yeah. So not quite enough anyway. Okay. All right. So yeah, you rage and then run forward. So now you are like right up close to the cluster, but you don't get to attack this turn.
Yeah, I don't get to attack this turn.
Okay. Ishi, what are you going to do?
I can get in line of sight of Arcturus, right? Because you said I was like 60 feet away.
Sure. Yeah, line of sight is no problem. It's the last 15 feet are difficult terrain.
Also, I am now next to a vine that I could smash if you were to commanding strike me.
That's
You're
true.
next to the Arcturus vine or a different vine?
Yes. There's only the one present right now.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna run 30 feet. And then I just have to check commanding strike to make sure I can do this with the thing I also want to do. When you take your attack action on turn, you can forego one of your attacks. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna shoot my bow at the assassin vine that is holding Arcturus.
Okay.
And that'll be my first attack for that.
Attack. Okay.
Yeah. So I shoot my short bow, patwang.
Okay.
And I get 6 damage.
Okay, 6 damage. All right.
And then I commanding strike Little Fox to smash the shit out of that vine.
And smash it I shall. Yeah, so
It's gonna hit the vine.
Is a 9 a hit? Jesus.
It really isn't. No.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
It is. That's a bad scene. Yep.
I rolled a 2 and a 5. So even if I had advantage, I probably would have missed.
Okay. All right. So, and that's your turn, Ishi?
I guess so.
Okay.
Sorry, Alf. Sorry I
roll
rolled so bad.
Can you redo? Can you action search? Because we really need to kill this before it kills.
Yeah, I guess I can. All right. Yeah, so I get action surge and shoot 2 more times. That's all I can do.
Okay.
So I'll just take some more short bow shots then.
Yeah, sorry, I don't want to tell you how to play, but
it's
she's going
fine.
to take
I just
2 auto
don't
fails.
know how to. Yeah, I don't know that I'll do enough damage.
Okay, that's a hit.
9 damage.
For 9. Okay.
And then another one for
7. Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean you're firing into the thing. There's purple. It's like blood fluid getting all over the place. There is the smell of this horrible poison kind of filling the air. and the vine is still holding on to Arcturus. Malik, it is your turn.
Gosh. To think about the creature, it would be an action, right? Like to try and work out if I can see what it might look like it's weak to.
Yeah, you would have to take an action to like guess about this sort of thing. Yeah. You know, I can tell you for sure, fire is not as effective on this as you might hope.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's still a plant. Maybe freeze it.
Yeah, right. And since you're so low, I'll just do as much damage as I can possibly do. Let's make this roll. 26 is a hit, presumably.
Oh, yeah, that's totally a hit.
Let's do... oops, didn't submit. 22 points of frost.
Is that what's the actual kind of damage called? Cold?
Oh, yeah, cold.
Cold damage? Okay. All right. So, unfortunately, it seems to be resistant to cold as well. The surface of it freezes up. The like vine has that purple stuff and that freezes, and some of the vines go dead and kind of limp, but it seems like the coating absorbs the cold and takes most of the hit.
Sorry, buddy. I did what I could. That's how for those spells.
Okay, so Arcturus. Also remember you can use inspiration on death saves.
I can?
Yeah.
She
can, yeah.
So she automatically takes 2.
Well, no, it's Arcturus. Yeah, it's Arcturus. It's your turn.
First.
So it doesn't make an attack. Let me check on death
Well,
save,
but the
because you're
poison damage, it
unconscious.
doesn't say whether I'm 0 or not. It just says until this grapple ends.
Yeah, so you're going to take the poison damage at the start of your turn. What Adam is looking for is whether or not the vine keeps attacking you.
No, the vine won't keep attacking.
Or-
Because once it has someone constricted, it doesn't attack anymore. It just lets the poison kill you.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's just going to be the poison
It'll
damage.
just be the poison. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
but
take
that
one.
can't-
Yeah, you take one automatic fail for the damage.
Yeah, and then you roll.
Now, I would suggest if you have, because we don't want this to be that situation where you had inspiration, you rolled a 1 and you didn't use it, right?
Well, I have inspiration,
Yes.
so I'll use it. So then I just do 2 and take the better one?
Yes.
It
Yeah,
only-
just do it twice.
Yeah, just do it twice.
Well, it's failure.
Okay. All right. So you have two failed death saves, and it is Little Fox's turn because the other assassin vine is staying hidden because no one's close enough for it to grab.
Okay, well, I'm just going to smash this thing with all my might. Although, could I use my action
Yes.
to pull him
Yes.
out of the...
I was about to say stop doing the attacking. If you pull, you can make the save for her and pull her free. Then someone else can try to
if
heal
you
her.
can- I was gonna say if you can get her free, I can get close enough to give her a potion. Like I'm pretty sure I'm within range. So.
Okay, well, then what I will do is... so I'm
Or-
still
Well,
raging.
hold on, Arcturus. Do you have any potions on you?
Yeah, I have a healing potion and an antitoxin.
As part
Everyone
of
has a healing potion on
okay,
them.
so as part of your move, you can draw a healing potion.
Yeah, so I don't need to move because I'm right next to Arcturus.
That's right.
I'm going to... Since I'm still raging because I attacked between now and my last thing because Ishii commanding struck me, I'm going to... I guess this is like a athletics check.
Yes, it's an opposed strength check, but you use athletics to break free of the grapple. It's DC 14, and you have advantage.
Yeah, DC 14 with advantage. Here we go. I got a 15.
Wow. All right.
So just like, roaring at this thing, Little Fox like punches her fist into it to like clear something and just like tears away and like pulls Arcturus out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like putting her feet on the freaking thing and just like.
Okay. So you use your action to pull Arcturus free from the thing.
And then it would be using my move. I could draw a healing potion,
But not use it.
but I can't feed it to him.
Yes, that's right.
So
But I can get there with the using my move, draw a healing potion, be close enough, feed potion.
Sorry,
Like,
is
I
it
believe.
drawing as part of the move or as a replacement for the
It's
move?
part of the move, so you can draw and move.
Okay, so
Okay.
yes, you grab it and start to get out of this room.
so Ishi can do it.
Yeah, if you want to use your move action, so let's talk about this. It's still your turn, Little Fox. You have a move action and a bonus action. You are currently 15 feet away from Ishi, but it's really 30 feet because it's difficult.
Yeah, 30 feet of movement.
If you move away, the Assassin Vine will get to attack you. It'll get an attack of
Yeah.
opportunity on you.
Oh,
And then I'm grappled and taking 1,000,000 damage.
Much less bad for you.
I mean, yeah, I take half.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm only AC 16, so it's got pretty good odds of hitting me. I have pulled him out of taking poison damage, so he's not going to take any damage on his turn.
But there is still a save that needs to be made.
But he still needs to make a death
Right.
save. of
But
course.
y'all can feed inspiration to Arcturus if you need to.
But also
as we saw last time, sometimes it doesn't matter.
But also, it will be my turn before then, and I will have
Yeah.
given Arcturus a healing potion, so we don't need to worry about Arcturus's.
What's
death
your
save.
movement rate?
Like, my movement rate is 30. You said I
It's
was.
Yeah, so
30.
you could.
What?
Yep, you could
Yeah.
move up.
Yeah.
You could move up to where they are on your turn.
Yeah, and so like if we were on the grid, I would move so that I am still engaged with the vine, but as close to
You already
Ishi
are,
as I
yeah.
can be. But
That's already the place you're in. Yeah, you're as far.
factoring
You're
that
as,
stuff in.
you're as close to the entrance as you could be because that's where
So then
Arcturus got
I'm in
grabbed.
the right place. It's
Yep.
just
Okay.
Little Fox like angrily tearing Arcturus out of these vines.
Okay.
And then just for color, because I am raging still.
And this is the end of your rage, right? Because you haven't been attacked or damaged since the last turn.
No, because I attacked.
Oh, that's right. You did attack it, but it'll be the
Because
next
Ishi
turn.
did a
it'll go
commanding
away.
strike.
Yep. Okay.
But
go ahead.
if the vine doesn't attack me, then my rage will end.
Yes.
But yeah, she's too preoccupied with wanting to kill this thing.
Mm.
So having pulled Arcturus out, she just kind of like is like, okay.
Yeah,
And then she's,
get
like,
out of the way
punching
so I
this.
can. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so Arcturus gets laid down in the vines behind you, and
Yeah.
they're not assassin vines, but these vines are kind of like crawling over Arcturus and like holding and like grabbing at him. Ishi, it is your turn.
I pull a health potion from my bag and run over and force it down Arcturus's throat in a desperate gesture of like, please be alive.
Oh
right.
god, oh god.
So Ishi rolled 2d4 plus, was it 2d4 plus 2, I think? For healing
Yeah.
potions?
8.
Arcturus, by the grace of Ishi Snaggletooth, you are returned to life. Erase those death saves.
That was a good roll.
Nice.
Yeah, not
So
bad.
you come out sputtering, and I imagine Arcturus, you're probably like already at the beginning of the prayer of protection against poison. But then suddenly, like the room is there. You're alive. You've been given up from Istishia's wavy embrace. Not today, Arcturus. Not today. Malik, what would you like to do?
okay. I'm going to spend a bonus action.
Okay.
I'm going to spend 5 sorcery points
Okay.
to regain a 3rd level spell slot.
Okay.
And it's going to get another one right in the face.
Another chromatic orb.
Yes.
What damage type will you attempt this time, Dave?
I need to double check what.
It depends on the dice, right?
No.
No,
No,
that's chaotic
That's
orb
chaos. Yeah, that's the other
or
one.
chaos bolt or whatever.
I had attacked it with. Oh, but Malik wasn't in line of sight. Never mind.
See, I'm thinking acid damage would be pretty sick
16
here.
to hit.
16 is definitely a hit. Yep.
Sorry, I'm just getting the spell up so I can see what I can choose. Chromatic. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder. Right. Tried cold and fire. Lightning, I don't know. Thunder, I don't know. Let's try acid.
Okay. Sure.
This much damage. Oh wow, that's garbage.
That is really bad. So 14 damage.
Yep.
Hit him up with that
right.
chrome.
I mean, this time the surface goo, the thing that seems to protect it from heat and cold, sizzles away under the touch of the acid, and many more vines wither and fall to the ground. It definitely doesn't seem resistant to acid attacks.
Oh, well, I'm out of those spells now, so I mean, it worked out, but whatever.
Okay, Arcturus.
We figured it out.
Arcturus, you're prone, but it's your action. So
Okay. Let's see.
you're currently in its threat radius.
Right. So I can't let me just check out this thing real quick. Blah blah blah. Okay.
Now that the vines don't have now that they don't have a target, they're like flailing around in the room, like trying to snap out and grab someone.
Okay. So is we don't make a saving? What's the grapple thing? That's not a saving.
Yeah, it's an
throw?
attack roll. If it hits you, you get grappled, and then you're stuck.
And
And then
getting
the
out of
poison-
a grapple is a skill check.
Yeah, it's an athletics check. However,
so-
the poison resistance part of that poison spell is definitely useful.
I was looking at bless because it
Bless
affects
is
3
good.
people, but that's attack rolls or saving throws, which doesn't help against grapple
Correct.
or poison.
Yep, armor class is the thing that helps against getting grappled.
Yeah. So I think that it looks like Little Fox, while enraged, wouldn't give a shit about poison, right?
Because I have the bear totem, I am resistant to all damage except or psychic damage, rather.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can't double up on resistance.
Okay. So I look at Ishii like above me, with a potion half in my mouth, and just follow through on the protection from poison, but I touch Ishii's scaly face.
Oh my god, there's this Renaissance painting moment, right? Of Ishii with the halo pouring the potion down on you, and you reaching up and touching her scaly face like the dying
I'm
leper.
picturing it as in an illuminated medieval manuscript, and so everything's all weirdly poorly
Oh my god, I want
it's
I want
mouth hanging open,
so
getting
badly
potion
to see. I want to see a a tapestry version of Ishii. I want it so bad, like a medieval monk version of a kobold. Fuck, Bayou tapestry, get on it. I want that real bad.
Okay, well, now Ishii is resistant to poison damage. And I'm going to get up, and so that's a whole action. So I can't really do
Yeah, you cast the spell. Half your move is to stand.
yeah. And then I'll just have my shield out
Okay.
and be on guard or whatever.
All right. The assassin vine is going to lash out at Little Fox this time.
Yeah,
So Little
come at
Fox
me, Assassin Vine.
whoosh, snaps a vine out,
Yeah, it gets me.
grabs you around your burly arms for 11 bludgeoning damage.
So 6 damage.
Five.
Yeah,
sorry, 5
and
damage.
the thorns dig into your skin, and it tries to pull you in. Cool. So now you are grappled and restrained. The other assassin vine. I'm trying to think if anyone is within range of it.
We've all been going pretty ham against this one vine.
Ishii's the only one that might be close. But I don't think so. I think you're just outside its range. These things have a pretty good threat range, but I think you're standing just outside of it if the room is 30 by 30. Okay, Little Fox. You take some damage.
Yeah, come at me.
There you go.
12 damage.
12 damage. Yep. Poison courses through your veins, but you got tough veins, so it's all good. It is
My
your turn.
veins are made of sterner stuff.
That's right. Forget you, veins.
Well, it attacked me, so I don't end my rage.
Right. You're
And
still hyper raging.
so she's still pissed. It's like she was punching at it, and then it wrapped around her and pulled her in.
Yeah, I feel like this is the thing where you have your hammer in one hand and you just grab the vine in the other, and you're like, "No, you come here."
Yeah, exactly. We're just sure, yeah, I want to be close to you anyways. And
Pull me in.
it's all those classic illustrations of the dwarf fighter fighting the dragon from inside its own mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's shit like that. Maul 1.
Are you using reckless attack to counteract the fact that you're grappled? Restrained.
I mean, the roll's made, so.
Yeah, but I'll attack recklessly. It doesn't matter. For 11, and then second attack, I get a 24.
It would counter it, so you're just rolling normal.
Oh, sorry, I'm just rolling that regular. Anyways, I am amazing and rolled very high, so
You did.
I deal 24 damage to it, bludgeoning.
Okay. So the transition point between living Assassin Vine and dead Assassin Vine is kind of hard to negotiate because you're just hammering away at it, one arm like tied to your body, and there's pulp and purple stuff flying everywhere. But you feel the vines that are stuck to you kind of go limp, like they don't squeeze as hard. They're still kind of stuck in, but you can peel them off and throw them on the ground. And the thing is dead. You have slewn one of the assassin vines.
You deal 24 damage to me. With poison, I deal 24 damage back to you. That's how it goes.
Okay. So you can tell that there's still another vine, but the whole room is covered in vegetation. Ishi, it's your turn. The other assassin vine that's in this area is invisible because it hasn't attacked yet. It hasn't moved, so it could be anywhere.
I move towards one of the walls of this room, like 5 feet or whatever, like one movement square, and I'm like looking for the vine. I've got my shield up. I'm looking for the vine. Like
is this dodge action and advance?
Yeah, it's a dodge action and then moving 30 feet basically around this room to try and provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay, perfect.
Hold on. Ishi, stay still. I've got this.
Okay.
Okay, so you dodge action and just like you hold still with your shield.
I guess so, yeah.
All right, Malik, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to create a minor illusion in an area that people haven't been standing in to try and trick it into attacking that instead and breaking its stealth.
Okay, sure.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
I create a 5 foot thing. I make it look like I don't know, badly drawn gnome because it's like quick in the middle of combat. So I just like, yeah, I'm looking for
Right. So weird looking, janky Nintendo 64 looking gnome.
Yeah.
Okay. And you just like get it to move around.
Yeah.
Okay. It does not seem to. You don't get the result you were expecting or hoping for. No vines lash out to grab it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it moves around. This like fake gnome moves around, but then you don't see any. Yeah. Don't see any response.
This assassin vine is not partial to gnomes.
Yeah. It's not feeling it.
Sorry, that was my plan.
Ishi, do you say anything when nothing happens? When Malik's like, I got this. Gnome. Okay.
Good job.
It's my turn now.
Yeah, Arcturus, it's your turn.
I ask for Ishi to point me in the exact direction that she came into this room, and then I like follow that direction exactly, because when Ishi came into the room, she did not get an attack.
Yeah. So she directs you like exactly how she came in, like
just okay, step around me and then just go right that way.
Sure.
And then I just go straight out of this room. Fuck it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You just stay where it's safe.
We could all just leave now.
Yeah, we don't have to be in there at all.
See, the thing about an assassin vine is that it is worth an amount of XP.
Well, so here's the thing, right? So Ishi, and I may have to explain this because I feel like you're going to call bullshit, but so Ishi's like, go this way, and you do, Arcturus. You follow the path, and when you leave the area that Ishi entered, a vine snaps out at you. Oh, but misses just barely. So like bangs off your shield.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing. Ishii entered. It's like threat radius, but you only get an attack of opportunity when you leave it. Ishii has been in the threat radius the whole time.
Yeah.
But you get out of the way. So you leap at the last second as a vine snaps out at you. And now you can all see in one corner of the room, lurking, the cluster of vines writhing around. If you stay off to one side, there seems to be like a 10-foot stretch of wall where it can't reach off on the opposite side. But it was covering the entrance. But you're safe, Arcturus. So you use your move.
I don't want to be that guy, but if it attacked from surprise, doesn't it have advantage?
No, it's not hidden. It's just you can't tell the difference between it and a plant. It didn't make a stealth roll or anything. But yes, no, I know. Otherwise, I would have done that.
Okay. Sorry, I want to do the rules in case it
yeah
in our favor as well. That's how we've been doing the campaign. Sorry.
So Ishii, you're in its like threat range. So it's gonna take a snap at you.
Bring it on, nerd. I'm dodging.
Hell yeah, you are. Nice. No problem.
Not even close.
Yeah. So you just like duel the tendrils as they snap out.
The vines come out, and I just
Little Fox, you can see clearly this cluster of vines.
Well, and it attacked my friend.
Yep.
And so it's just like Little Fox, like Ishii just hears the tunk tunk of Little Fox running, and then she like steps over her and is like charging through at this thing, smashing it and the wall behind it with your giant hammer.
Yeah. So now y'all can clearly see where it is and kind of like get an idea of where its tendrils are.
And I'm doing reckless attack because
okay, sure.
Fuck having an armor class. I deal 10 damage.
Like a true barbarian. Okay.
And then with my second attack, does the 17 hit?
It sure does, yeah.
Great. Bloop. Oh, God. I deal a total of 18 damage.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 and a 3, and then 2 1s for damage.
Okay, Ishii,
me.
your turn. Let's see if we can burn this thing down before we run out of episode.
I stab it real good.
Okay, so you run up to it and...
Well, I mean, it's threat range, right? So
yes, yeah. These things have a threat range of like 20 feet, which is why this was a problem.
I get up close to it.
Okay, you get within your threat range.
11.
An 11 is not a hit. No,
didn't think so, but we'll try another one.
Yeah, that one's a hit.
That's much better. For 12 damage.
Okay.
And that's all I can do.
Okay, Malik.
Real quick question.
Yes.
If I was to cast Dragon Breath on myself, would I be able to do it and safely hit that and not my companions? Or are they kind of... I don't...
Ishii...
Also, hold up.
Yeah.
I'm engaging it.
Uh-huh.
Ishii engaging it.
Yeah.
Therefore, she has pack tactics. Therefore, she rolled a 23.
Oh, that's true. That is very true. Yeah, roll that damage on that first...
If you want me to roll the damage...
Yeah, roll the damage on that first rapier attack. Yeah, because we haven't moved on to another roll, so that totally makes sense. Yep.
9 damage.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Without the map, I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. Listen, you can play D&D without a map, right?
I mean, you can, but
so,
we're just not used to it. That's all.
Let's see. Okay. All right. Good. It's on the wall. So just as like a quick kind of thing, if the wall is like this, right? It's here. Yep. Your friends are here and here. So I can't conceive of a way. You're over here, Malik?
That's fine.
Yeah, I can't really conceive a way that you could hit it without hitting them. Because it's all backsplash off the wall and stuff.
Okay, so let's do some more chromatic orb, but at second level this time.
So many orbs.
Oh no, I don't want...
Do you want to lucky that?
Yep, don't want that one. It's a bad boy.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, and this is acid damage?
Acid damage, yeah.
Right, wicked. Oh, nice.
22.
Oh my god, it's almost dead. Do I get one more attack? Arcturus? Unless, Malik, you have a bonus action or a move that you want to do?
No, I used the bonus action to do some sorcery point moving around. Sorry, I'm going to burn a second level spell slot to get back some sorcery points as well, so I can use them. But don't worry about it. It's fine.
Okay, all right.
I guiding bolt.
Just make sure whatever it is that you're doing, Malik, you say it out loud so that me and the group and the audience knows. Like, even if it's just I move some sorcery points, I just need to know what your actions are during the turn.
Yep. Bonus action, expend a spell slot and gain a number of sorcery points equal to the slot's level, expending a 2 to get 2 back.
Okay.
So I can meta magic later.
So that's your bonus action. Okay, Arcturus gets a 25
Guiding
on Guiding Bolt. Yep.
Yes.
Which
And
is
I
OP,
light up.
so roll
I
that
light
damage.
up the thing. 12
Toasted, you
radiant
kill it.
damage.
Fitting, you get your revenge, Arcturus, on these horrible plantoids. What does it look like? What does Arcturus's vengeance from the deep appear like on this terrible assassin vine?
I feel like we've seen my guiding bolt before, and it's just like a god ray on the like. Suddenly, from inside this room, there's just this like shining from like you're in the bottom of the ocean, and there's like this like suddenly light. Except for it hurts like fucking hell, and like all of the slime on the vine like dries up, and then the vine itself like curls in.
Nice. Yeah, and it's funny because radiant isn't fire or heat. It's just like horrible brilliant light. So the thing bleaches and like disintegrates. It's pure positive energy. Damn. Cool. Well, good work.
Murdering things with the power of positive thinking.
That's right. You did it. Cool. All right. Well, I will make a note of how much XP I'm owed to you next time you take a rest. And I think with that, since we're right up at the end here, and I want to make sure we have time for shoutouts, we just see the group of you standing, like breathing hard, vines all around you, kind of like falling and withering.
I sit on my ass on the ground in the middle of this street.
Nice work. Good job, everybody. Way to not let anyone die to those assassin vines. You did it. Cool. All right. Well, it's a slightly shorter than usual episode because we have to make way for some craft hags. And I don't care whether it's night or water or any other kind of hag. I do not want to anger a hag because they're dangerous. So we're gonna say our goodbyes here, and we're gonna make room for them. Let us begin with Savior of Arcturus, Ishi Snaggletooth, as played by Distracted Elf. Elf, where can people find you when you are not here playing Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes, when I am other places, you can find me being exceptionally heroic or grovelly, either way, over on twitch.tv/distractedelf or on Twitter @distractedelf.
Excellent, thank you, Elf. And in the bottom left corner, a bundle of quiet rage, Little Fox, played by Andrew. Andrew, where can people find you on the internet?
I thought you were going to say that I was a bundle of quiet rage, which would not be inaccurate. People can find me on the internet at Commuting Crow on Twitter or on twitch.tv/actualfactual and a million other internet places doing shows like this one.
And over in this corner, down here, is my friend Dave. Dave, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Dave_the_human on Twitter and Dave_human on Twitch. We're gonna do part 2 of that mental health stream tomorrow. So people seem to find that helpful. So I'm gonna do the second one, even though it like kills me. But we're gonna push through.
There you go.
Yeah. Thank you for the support on that before, everyone. It was really helpful.
Cool. Thanks, Dave. And last but not least, the fish whip himself, Arcturus, played by Blue Jay. Blue Jay, where can we find you?
Not in a Forgotten Realms graveyard is where.
That's right.
So you can find me on twitch.tv/BlueJay or on Twitter at BlueJay_712. You can find me on my rad Patreon, which has only been up for a month, so I'm real hyped to like get all that stuff started. PAX East is gonna be great. I'm hyped for that. And then you can also find me on Wednesdays on twitch.tv/GeekSpaceTV, where I'm playing a Stars Without Number game. And I just got the book, and it's super rad and pretty and nice. And go buy role-playing games, everybody.
Excellent. That's good advice. Role-playing games are an excellent investment. I say this as a designer of a role-playing game. So thanks for coming, everybody. This has been Roll20 Presents The Tomb of Annihilation. Nobody's been annihilated, thank goodness, except for some assassin vines. Rest in peace, assassin vines. You were too good for this world. You were covered in poison, and nobody liked you. Thanks for coming, everybody. Enjoy the Craft Hags. Stick around and check that out. We will be back in a week Friday But if you're watching this on YouTube, time, it doesn't matter. So watch it at your leisure. Thanks for coming. We'll be back next time. Bye, everybody. Send your adventuring party deep into the jungles of Chult. The Roll20 module of Tomb of Annihilation includes the full contents of the original D&D book and adds immersive features like dynamic lighting on all battle maps, character sheets with one-click actions, copy and paste quick encounters, and other interactive features like puzzles and a player's map of Chult. Your next campaign can begin with just a few clicks. Get your copy today on the Roll20 Marketplace.